Well, welcome, innocent bystander. We apologize for what you're about to witness this evening, as you have stumbled upon Storm King's Thunder, episode 63. Welcome to Proficiency Bonus. My name is Michael. I'm your humble and merciful Dungeon Master for this evening, and we are so glad to be back this Friday night to delve deeper into this Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition adventure module. So glad to see you. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. We've got some really quick announcements that we want to get out of the way first. We want to thank Twitch, Streamlabs, Many-Sided Dice, and Team MZ for allowing us to be partnered and affiliated with them and help support us in our small streaming journey here. We also want to thank DiceBard for coming along as a sponsor. You can check out DiceBard at dicebard.com, or you can type in !DiceBard in the Twitch chat to get a link to their website. If you use the promo code PROBO at checkout, you get free expedited shipping anywhere in the world. So hey, you should check that out totally. We have a really big announcement coming up. First of all, we actually have a couple really big announcements. First of all, we eclipsed 100 subscriptions on YouTube today. So if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, please jump over there and jump on the bandwagon and check us out. You can check out all our previous episodes there. We also are one follower away from 400 followers here on Twitch. So make sure you just click on that follow button up there in the top corner. It doesn't cost you anything, and it just makes all of us super happy right here on this end. So thank you so much for all of your support, everyone who has followed so far, everyone who has subscribed. Thank you so much for all of your support, and we will continue to do the best that we can to provide you some great Dungeons & Dragons, tabletop RPG, and other nerdy and cool, exciting content right here on the channel. So thanks a lot. But without further ado, I want to get to the big announcement. We have a new stream coming up here at Proficiency Bonus called Tabletop Legends. It's going to premiere on April 2nd at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, right here at Proficiency Bonus, led by our very own Dungeon Master, Matt Palmieri, who was playing Tuwala on our Monday night campaign, Tomb of Annihilation. He's been putting a lot of work behind the scenes, and this is going to be an actual play where there are actual videos where everybody's sitting around the same table playing instead of being via webcam or Roll20 or things like that. So this is the first time that we've actually tried something like that on the Proficiency Bonus channel. So make sure you check it out. It's going to be super cool. He's put in a lot of hard work with him and his crew put in a lot of work. We've got a super awesome trailer to show you guys. So check this out.
Hello, Internet. My name is Matt, and along with my friends here, we're the cast of a new show that we're calling Tabletop Legends. It's a live stream Dungeons & Dragons campaign, and the premiere episode is going to be coming out live to Twitch on Tuesday, April 2nd. Now, we're not quite ready yet, and we have a lot of work to get done before then. So,
you think you have what it takes to be adventurous? You think you have the necessary fortitude to traverse dungeons and battle dragons?
Am I the only one who just saw a wizard appear? Who are you?
I must warn you, many have tried before you, and they have all failed.
Did one of you guys bring a wizard with you today? Because I don't... where'd he go?
They at least had the decency to do it quietly and in the privacy of their own homes, but you have the audacity to do it live on the World Wide Web for all to see and for your loved ones to be embarrassed by.
How did... Look, I don't understand the weird, judgy vibe that I'm getting here, but we're just trying to put on a fun show for people. The show's premiere is in just a couple of weeks, and we have a lot to do. I mean, guys, tell him, don't we have a lot to do?
I would, but he is already gone.
He what? Shit. Okay, I guess let's just move on before he comes back again. To celebrate the first episode, we are going to be giving away a bunch of cool prizes. We've got gaming dice. We've got a Tabletop Legends poster that we had made. We've got some other merch that's still a surprise, but we do have the grand prize, which is this. This is the alternate cover foil 5th edition core rulebooks and Dungeon Master screen. This is an awesome item, and we're super excited that we're going to be giving this away. This is going...
You spend 3 hours screaming at each other, and you really expect people to watch. And I also hear you plan to give out lavish prizes on your first show to lucky viewers.
I mean, yeah, I literally just got finished saying that. I'm holding one of the items right now.
You plan to give these away for free to strangers. Truly, your stupidity knows no bounds. Well, we shall see how you fare. Wizards are known for their wisdom, and I have very mixed feelings about this group. But you seem very determined, so I shan't stand in your way.
Well, you could have fooled me. You've done nothing but stand in my way since you got here. Look, are you going to let me finish my announcement, or are you just going to keep interrupting me? Well? You need me to look away so you can vanish, don't you? Fine.
Are you done interrupting now? Or are you just waiting for me to start talking again so that you can appear? Okay. So, the show will premiere April...
I also understand that you've made it quite easy for people to follow you on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, as well as the Proficiency Bonus's Twitch channel. Yes, you've made it quite easy for people to follow your slow descent into chaos, madness, and humiliation.
Listen, buddy. I've had just about enough of you tanking this promo. You and I are going to have a serious discussion about this. Nobody do anything interesting so that it cuts away from me and he can teleport away or whatever it is you're doing.
What?
What? Damn it! Look, just watch the show. Tuesday, April 2nd, 7 p.m. on twitch.tv/Proficiency Bonus. It's going to be great. I really hope to see you there. We will, I promise, have our wizard situation sorted out before then. I'm going to go get, I don't know, wizard repellent or something. Maybe we'll just put up a bunch of mouse traps.
Is he wearing sweatpants?
Well, I must admit, that was stinking incredible. I think we need to applaud Matt for that one. That was pretty epic. Amazing, amazing. Matt, thank you so much for putting that together. That is incredible. And we cannot wait until April 2nd when that new stream launches here at Proficiency Bonus. So happy about it. And
So good.
so many good giveaways too. So check it out, guys. That foil player's handbook, monster manual, that pack right there, that is awesome material right there. So make sure you guys are checking out, get more details on that. Yes, Tabletop Legends, awesome. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to dive back into our adventure tonight. A little bit of recap for you guys last time, 2 weeks ago, I believe it was, when we were last together. The adventurers made their way under water. Stumbled upon a underground kind of a village, so to speak, buried in the coral reefs under this dark sea. They went looking for the next gem that they were hunting. Confronted a large, massive creature that was part eel, part dinosaur, part fish, and were able to best it and get the last gem that they were looking for. Well, at least the last gem they were able to get with the materials that they had. They made their way back out to find that the marrow... I can't remember the old guy's name already. What was... Tedrin. Tedrin was in the midst of his final hours as he got to see his marrow folk people finally set free. And that's really the majority of what happened last episode, unless anybody has something that they wanted to chime in and add. But a lot of it was combat. Molfin seems like he wants to say something. I don't know. I can see it. It looked like you were biting your tongue.
Oh, we got some stuff that we have to identify.
Oh yeah. Got a lot of different things from the sunken ship. A bit of a horde there that you guys have discovered.
Who got the nat 20 last week, or did we?
Rocky Balboa.
That's right.
Rocky
the rock creature.
Rocky the rock creature has the nat 20. That's why it's kind of just floating down there in the bottom corner of our overlay.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, so Rocky was awarded because Rocky had a critical hit against the boss.
And he survived.
One of the few that survived. I believe that was Oriole who you guys just were at, I believe.
Yeah.
That was right,
Yeah.
Oriole. Okay, I'm trying to keep track of all my stuff on my note cards, unfortunately. My note cards get messy. I write like random one-word things down and it makes one sentence, and it's like Oriole, green, creature, many-sided dice. What? I don't know what that means. Excuse me. So, before we go into our venture tonight, viewers, your screen goes dark as a slow mist begins to rise from the darkness below. As you see a cloaked figure approach with a cascading, backlit aura about it.
Oh gosh.
Oh.
I don't want it.
Hood over his face, cloaked in darkness. Single red candle.
Props.
Yeah, just props, you know. The cloaked figure looks towards you. She is the muse to her own sorrow. She is the digger of her own grave. She is the painter of her ocean view and every fatal wave. She is the shadow of her father. She is the darkness in your sight. She is the night without the stars, surrounding the pale moonlight. She is the music, absent of words. She is sweet love, without reason. She is your dreamer, with submission. Cold as ice, with every season. She is your pet, with cold intentions. She is your baby, scared and shaken. She is the bold and pure, the lost and the found. She is a soul awakened. Awakened. And all of a sudden, this dark-clad figure begins to backstep into the mist and disappear
Thank
into
you.
the shadow.
Did we have to write that all down? Because I got about the first 3 sentences.
You can write it down if you want to. If not, no biggie.
Okay.
You can go back.
Just watch it on the VOD.
Go back and watch
we'll
it
be
on the
fine.
VOD. That's right. So adventures, and so the story is told. You guys have just emerged from Oriel's chamber. You have the unconscious elven woman dressed in her green, more natural-looking gowns. And also several merfolk that are awkwardly making their way out as they're more effective under the water with, just their natural form. What is it that you guys would like to do?
Let me
Did we see that cloaked figure in character?
Nope. That was viewers only.
Viewers only.
That was that was to our viewers. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Not ominous at all. It's fine.
Yeah. That's fine. Whatever.
Victoria's in chat going, "What does this mean? What is
I had chills.
Yeah, I don't know. I think a little.
I'm going to destroy Oriel's gem
Okay. How are you going to go about it, Callista?
with the dagger, per usual. I'm gonna probably step away from anyone, just in case anything happens, and just do it.
Okay.
Stab it with the dagger.
Callista steps away. You guys all watch as she sets the amulet of Oriel down. A green teardrop-shaped gem, much like the one Diana has in her armor, setting down on the hard cobblestone ground. And she picks up the dagger and just slams down onto it. Same effect. This whirlwind of magic and chipped gems just kind of consumes around her, billowing her cloak even more than it normally does as it swoops around. You can hear even the faintest blowing of wind that almost seems like whispers that just emerge from all around you. And then with a big blast, the dust of the gem just settles to the ground and it is destroyed. The gem is absent from the dagger, and you guys all watch as another pedestal from the fountain slowly begins to descend, leaving only 2 tiers of the fountain left. The water is running a little bit quicker and it's bubbling up. The sound of the water is a little bit louder as the top of the fountain has now definitely decreased in height.
Well, if I recall correctly, we are now out of the powdered diamond required to aid the next woman. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Amy?
Yep.
So shall we make?
No,
our
not
way back?
Umi. We already destroyed Umi's gem. It was the other one.
It's that last tunnel we haven't gone down yet.
We've done Evelina, Umi, I destroyed Kella's and Oriel's, and then there's Diana's and one more.
Yep.
That's the third one that's in the last tunnel in here.
Yeah, the name above it is Lucia.
Lucia, I always forget that one.
Before we go traipsing down into whatever hell awaits us in this next area, shall we not make our way back to an area we saw many hundreds of gemstones to perhaps seek diamond? Or if we
that's a good idea.
do not have diamond, there's little point in going after the woman. We might as well just sit here and wait for Cruella to appear.
Okay. Can we rest a little first?
We can do a short rest and then go.
Fish was a little. Okay.
Okay. So you guys can, if you need to spend some hit dice during a short rest,
I just needed that for my wild shape.
Okay, I gotcha.
Oh man, that was
Spell
terrible.
recovery, man.
I'll do one hit die. Ooh, I'll take
Whoa,
that.
nice.
Ooh, nice roll.
That is a nice roll. Yes, Diana, we are level 9. Yeah.
9.
Oh man.
Oh.
Ouch.
More. Okay, I'll take that. That brings me up.
During this short rest, is there anyone that is doing any like identifying of or spending time with any of the items that you guys had discovered? Was there something that you guys wanted to?
Probably do that.
You could probably.
Thing.
No one's asked Molfin to identify anything, so.
Well, there's two.
Did somebody just follow? I think somebody just followed. That might be our number 400, guys.
What?
I'm watching the stream.
2 gnomes in a trench coat.
Yeah!
Just followed. How appropriate! So appropriate.
That is a great name.
2 gnomes in a trench coat. You are our 400th follower. Thank you so much for that follower. That means so much to us. Thank you so much for all the support. And what a great name. Oh, it
so appropriate.
It fits. It just fits. Oh, thank you. We are going to be doing some special stuff for 500. We got some stretch goals, and we're going to be doing some pretty big giveaways when we get to 500. So stay tuned for that. And if you haven't followed us yet, go ahead and help us get there, so then we can unlock those new giveaways. So that'd be awesome. All right. So you guys are resting up. Anybody wanted to identify anything or have something identified, or
wasn't there 2 scrolls that you should identify?
There were 2 scrolls, both in cases, a feather token, a potion of thick silvery liquid, and very elaborate sculptures of knights from obsidian.
Yes, that's all I got too.
I'm identifying all my coins.
okay.
So
It's
basically, it sounds like Molfin's just been sitting there and has just had a pile of stuff dumped in his lap again. So.
Here.
Well, I think during a short rest, you can either cast the identify spell on these things, or I think during a short rest you can only identify one thing for a short rest per character, probably. Or
Yeah,
or you got the ritual, so you got 10 minutes on each identify. Oh yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, for rituals,
yeah.
10 minutes per item. That's fine. Yeah, easily at least 3 to 4 or 5 items.
So that the feather token that you guys found is kind of quite appropriate. Basically, what it does, Molfin, is it can be used to. It'll float behind the sail of a ship, and it will create wind to increase the speed of the ship. Which is quite appropriate that we rolled that randomly, and that's what came up because it was found on a ship. So it makes sense. So that's basically its primary purpose. It will speed up.
Except for the airship that's broken.
Yeah.
We could lift it. Fly it.
Yeah.
I cannot remember for the life of me those 2 scrolls.
Should we roll again? Unless you have it?
I thought I'd written it down in my notes.
Did we? I don't know if it was rolled for.
I don't even think we rolled for it. No, because we.
I don't think we rolled for them
found
because
it right
it was
at the
underwater
end of the
and we just
episode.
wanted to.
Yeah, we were kind of
Yeah.
just wrapping things up.
It's the only thing I see. I see one rolled D100.
Yeah,
I assume that was
by
probably the feather.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
the feather. What was the other thing that you guys found that you needed identified that was not a
There's
scroll?
a silver potion, 3 sculptures of obsidian, and the 2 scrolls.
The silver potion you guys have actually, I believe you have seen before.
I think it's the potion of Quicksilver or something.
It's actually a potion of, I believe it's a potion
Is it
of,
in the bag? Might be in the bag.
I think it's a potion of invulnerability, which makes you resistant to all damage.
Oh, yep.
So
Okay.
that basically, when you drink that potion, you are resistant to every damage type.
Wow.
So that's what that does.
Need more of those.
Yeah, it looks like liquefied iron. Yep.
Yep. And so you guys have that one.
Are you putting this in the bag, Callista?
Yeah, I'm writing stuff down. I have it physically, and then I write it in the digital after.
One of the scrolls that you found, Molfin, you discover is a scroll of Dominate Person.
Okay.
That's scary for Molfin to have.
And the other one is actually a lower level scroll of Arcane Lock.
I don't know.
Okay.
Both good for Molfin.
And the statues don't appear to be magical.
Okay.
Just appear to be really old and probably expensive.
Yeah. Okay.
A museum or a clarion might enjoy those.
Or a clarion.
Molfin will give everything back and looking at the two.
Tedrin, that's the guy. That's the old Triton.
That was the old,
Tedrin.
Tedrin. Yep, that was him. Yeah, because for some reason.
R.I.P. next to his name.
I think this is it. Oh, wait, is this my? Yeah, there it is. Tedrin, I found it. That was him. Yeah, because you guys, the young female was Tatari. That's who you saw.
Yeah, Tatari.
So yeah.
Molfin's gonna give the like everything except for the two scrolls back to Callista.
Okay.
Just say, these two are both scrolls that a wizard can use. It's not something you would be able to, my dear.
That's fine. I still have that meld of stone one that you can't use.
Diana, while Molfin is busy, Dorn seems to come up to you and kind of nudge you a little bit, kind of like grab your arm and kind of just give you a little tug, almost like he wants to have a conversation with you, but in a private.
Oh hey, do you guys hear me with my headphones?
It's a little low.
A little low, but if you can get a little bit more volume, it'd be good.
Is this better?
No.
I will up your volume.
Hello.
That's better right there.
Okay, cool. I will go with him, I guess.
Okay.
Have a talk.
So you make your way. He kind of slowly takes you, trying to be discreet about it, maybe not trying to draw too much attention on what's going on, knowing that everybody is around, but seeing that most people are busy. Ashlyn is trying to regain, some of her breath back from taking a beating a little while ago. Lachlan is still there counting his coins and putting them back into the bag. Callista seems to be dumping magic items in Molfin's lap. Okay, here's the next one. just keeps on dumping them in his lap. He starts to walk with you, and he looks towards you, Diana, and he's like, "We need to be very careful. He's wearing that artifact."
Like as if the artifact, or
I'm getting some weird buzz. I think it might be coming from you, Zos. I'm not sure.
Yeah, her mic's lighting up when it's doing
unplug the headphones altogether.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? Who cares? Who? Or not me. Okay. So what kind of artifact? The one that's underneath the temple, or the one that's was the liches?
He's wearing the shroud, and
okay.
I've been thinking about this a lot. I had a little extra time while I was out here by myself. Well, with those fellows.
Yeah.
Brock is quite interesting to get to know.
Very.
He's a little standoffish at first. I haven't really found much to talk to him about. Very short conversations, say the least. Listen, I was perceptive enough to pick up on the fact that Molfin wears a Harper's pin.
Yeah, the Harpers. They're like his little information group thing.
Okay,
That
well,
he hears stuff from
this
in the country.
well, see,
Around.
this changes things, Diana. You see, if the higher ups and the Harpers, they probably know what that thing is. They probably know what it does. I know the Lord's Alliance, the higher ups in the Lord's Alliance know what that is. It was their responsibility to keep track of it. If they know he has it, they might try to kill him.
Great, and we can't let that happen. So, not great as in great. Great as in my cat just bit me really hard.
Yeah, sure.
And oh my god, please stop. Okay, sorry. Great. Oh my god. Very nice sweater too. Okay, anyways, great as in like that's terrible. Okay, well, I mean, if people are gonna try to kill Molfin, I feel like he should, at least know about it.
Well, that's fine, but we also need to understand that if they try to kill him, and, we're with him, guilty by association, right, Diana?
That's true, I guess. So, So what are you suggesting? Do you want us to just bail?
No.
On everyone?
Well,
That's your problem.
that cat wants to kill you, Zos.
I think he's just in a really playful mood right now. Either that, or I'm like in his space and he wants me to like leave it, but can't do that. No. But I mean, what is there to do? Like, we can't abandon like the group,
Well, I'm checking Twitch for some reason. I'm hoping it was just my computer that locked up. Okay.
Twitch seems to be going okay.
Good. He kind of looks at you and he's like, no, we can't do that. Not in the midst of all this. But we can't go near anywhere where somebody who could see him or possibly recognize us. We're gonna have to be really careful going forward.
Of course. This will probably be another thing added to Callista's list of things to talk about when we're done with this issue.
Oh yeah, she was getting quite upset, wasn't she?
Yeah, her list of things to yell at us all for is really long now.
Maybe we should wait on this one.
To tell everyone about making dumb choices and killing us all eventually? Yeah.
Well, because we're not really thinking about going anywhere right now, right? I mean...
No, we're pretty much going to be here for a long time, so...
Okay.
Not a long time.
I just... I didn't know if we would have to travel outside to find the materials that we need, but just wanted you to know we need to be careful, because I don't think all of the members of the factions know about what he has, but I know that the higher-ups in the organizations, they will know, and they will know what it does, and they will be fearful.
Perhaps it should be brought up to Molfin to maybe, at some point consider leaving those factions, just considering that they would maybe kill him. I'll bring it up at the table meeting that we all have when this is over.
Okay, good.
But thank you, Dorn.
Oh yeah,
buddy guy.
Yeah, he kind of just taps you on the shoulder and gives you a little smirk.
That's the appropriate level of awkward for how awkward I feel.
Yeah, he smiles a little bit. He said, Ilmater is with you. He chose wisely.
Thanks. You too.
All right. So, as you approach
Namaste.
approach the rest of the group, Your short rest is over. You guys can decide what you would like to do at this point. It's totally up to you.
Shall we all head back to that
Hallway?
pathway of gemstones?
Callista's already making her way there.
Okay.
Are we
One
convinced
soul,
we have to do this the
okay.
right way?
Can we just steal one soul? Lachlan, don't steal all the souls.
I mean,
We don't know if they are souls, Ashlyn.
I don't trust you. You
I
don't
thought
have a
that they were
soul
just, like,
anymore.
empty.
Would I know that?
What's that?
Would I know if Molfin has a soul anymore or not?
With your intelligence,
for
you
soul
might.
check.
With your intelligence, you might be skeptical.
I mean,
I don't know.
Are
Ever
people
since
being
you
safe
started
here?
wearing that thing, it's like you look a little different. Anyway, so we shouldn't steal that many souls.
Molfin just turns and starts walking after Callista.
Okay.
Okay. So you guys make your way into the hallway, seeing thousands of amulets hang before you, various gemstones in that same smooth teardrop shape.
Start looking for a diamond.
Start looking for a diamond. Okay.
Can I just cast my ability of detect magic at will? Just to be sure.
Sure. When you detect magic at will in this room, it glows of magic radiance. It seems like each one of these amulets has a sense of magic to it. More so, trying to think of it, probably be necromancy. Probably. I don't know. It would be whatever would be more of a trapping type. It's basically whatever magic is in there to trap something within it.
Given Soul Cage is a necromantic spell,
Yeah,
say
it'd probably make sense to be necromancy. Yeah.
Okay. Then I will just start looking for diamonds as well. I'm not mentioning this to anybody.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm looking too.
All right. Yeah. Go ahead.
Are we sure we can't just smash the last statue? We saved like 4 people already. I think it's a pretty.
That's the last resort. I have a plan for that, but that's the last resort.
I want to say I'm not comfortable killing any innocent people that are trapped as statues.
We won't.
We're like 4 for 5. That's a great record.
No.
My plan as a
Four for
last
five.
resort is we try not to smash the entirety of the statue, just her hands.
Oh, that's dark.
God.
Again,
So horrible.
last resort. And I'm just gonna turn around and start looking.
I inch a little further away from Calista.
Me too. That's horrible.
Callista's had a bad day, okay? She got chains thrown at her. She's done.
Go ahead.
Molfin's going to sort of look at Lachlan and just go, and everyone seems to be concerned about me for some reason.
I just look at Molfin and I go like this.
Anybody who's looking for diamonds can make a perception check.
All right.
Oh, not investigation?
Whatever.
Well, it's everywhere along.
Yeah.
Either way.
If you want to do investigation, you can do investigation. Either one would be probably about. Whoa,
Diana.
goodness, Diana is not having a good time. She's mulling over
She's too
what
concerned.
Dorn
Yeah.
just told her.
And I got a 7, I got 11.
Okay, gotcha. 7 and 11. Okay. Ashlyn, you are the first to find a gem within an amulet that is nice and clear, and it looks well cut, well made. Appears to be a nice sized diamond within an amulet.
I found a diamond in an amulet. Guys, look, it's here. You can stop looking now.
How much is it worth, do you think?
Do we
We're
think
going to
that's
need
enough?
more than one. No, we're
Why
going to
don't
need
you
more.
praise it, Lachlan?
Because based off what the
can
components
try.
look like for the restoration, how much did that look like? Is it like a fistful or
How many carrots is it?
Yeah, it's probably like, I wouldn't say an entire fistful. 100 gold piece diamond. I don't know. I would say I would compare this to about that size. If you smash this into dust, it would probably be comparable to that size.
I'd say we look for at least 2, just in case.
Okay.
Let's try and look for one more.
We're halfway there.
Molfin, as you kind of digging through, you are the second to discover another amulet that has a very, very similar gem in it that Ashlyn is holding.
Where's Lachlan in relation to me?
Probably nearby. I'm looking for diamonds too. Would we have strayed very far from each other?
So I'm asking Lachlan.
I'm probably nearby. Probably relatively nearby.
Molfin's going to sort of glance over towards Callista and say, I seem to be having a little bit of trouble finding one, and sort of almost try to like palm towards Lachlan a little bit that.
I have a passive perception of 18. You better roll sleight of hand.
I'm at 19.
Okay. We have DM's inspiration from last week, right?
You do?
You do.
Yeah.
I'm going to burn it.
All right. Sleight of hand. You see it.
Uncle Molfin, did you find something?
Of course he did.
And in Thieves' Cant, which is just hiding meanings in what I'm saying.
Of course.
Yes, I believe I may have, but one can never be too certain, as he brings it over to Callista and just gives Lachlan a little wink, trying to keep everyone's eyes off of Lachlan.
Yeah, I'm still looking.
Making a big show, standing so everyone's going to turn a little away from Lachlan and bring it over to Callista.
Yeah.
I honestly cannot tell if this is one or not. It's clear, but...
Like I said, it's just good to have a backup in case this doesn't work. The more we have, the better. The better chance we have. I
hear that, and I'm looking for a third.
We don't even know if we're going to be able to smash it enough to do the components. So, like I said, the more we have, the better. That's all. If it works, you can keep it. I don't care, but we have to try this first.
Lachlan takes a few steps, and it's kind of funny. There's one on like the front row of a long nail that's sticking out of the wall. And he just looks down, and there's one just like the other two that you've seen so far sitting there, Lachlan.
Mage hand, sleight of hand.
All right.
Should be easy for him.
We'll see.
You're fine. Even when you're bad at, without advantage, you're fine.
That is amazing. Wow. Yes,
you're right in the pocket.
You're right in the pocket with the mage hand. The mage hand just takes it and puts it in your pocket.
Mm-hmm.
The chain doesn't even hang out of it. It's all in the pocket. Gone.
Crap.
Callista, you're actually the fourth. As you're looking around, you discover another.
Great.
Seems like there's several in here. They're just kind of buried in the midst of all these gems. There's all different
colors, right?
All different colors. You find topaz, you find opal, you find, any kind of rock or gem that you could possibly see. They're just everywhere. Amethyst, every kind of color. Just all around. Okay. The only one you don't see is you don't see any dark black obsidian gems. They all seem to be relatively different colors. Most of them translucent in nature, meaning you can see kind of into them.
Through them.
Yeah.
Okay. Probably because that's what her phylactery looks like. Just a thought.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
So yeah, let's go back to where the fountain is, and we'll attempt to find a way to smash these things.
Okay. How would you like to attempt?
Good question. I mean, I still have the dagger, which seems to be able to break these things, but I don't know if it's because they're soul-bound. Or...
I have the ability to create a rather large fit. Earthen materials.
That could work.
Potentially.
I got a book.
Ashlyn begins hitting one with a book. It puts some dents in the back of the book.
Yeah, I don't think the book's working. It's a really big book, though. So it's...
Molfin sort of looks at the group and sort of gestures to the ground to Callista.
I'll put one down.
And with a
Stand back.
couple of
Yep,
quick...
we all stand back.
Everyone stands back.
couple of quick motions over the crystal on the staff, and we'll summon a massive stone hand
Okay, cool.
to grab and try to crush the gem.
All right, so it's gonna grab it and pick it up.
Just pick it up and like squeeze, like
You watch this thing
squeeze
squeeze. You squeeze, and all of a sudden you see it like give way. It goes, and then as it slowly opens its fingers, you can see that these shards and dust just start to sprinkle down from the hand onto the ground. And it seems to like crack its knuckles. That's it.
Does it
I
look?
think that was written for the microphone.
Does it look comparable so far?
Yeah, it looks pretty good. I mean, maybe a couple more smashes. Like if it just like slammed its fist down onto the ground a few times, it would be nice fine dust.
Okay.
This diamond being shaped in the way it is makes it a little bit more brittle. So it actually breaks easier in this particular cut.
Okay.
Have any creatures
that
popped
just-
out of it?
Has any creature popped out of it?
Yeah.
Nope. Just kind of turns to
Everything
dust.
died around us.
The amulet, the metal parts of the amulet are completely like just destroyed. Like it's just mangled. It looks
I'll
like
separate the amulet from like the amulet pieces.
it's kind of like putting a penny on a train track, man. It was just like it's brutalized.
I've done that before.
Yeah,
It's fine.
That's what
brutalized.
Molfin will have the fist just keep pounding on it until
All right.
is happy with the consistency.
So you basically get one of these gems turned to dust, basically on the floor.
I wonder what was in that thing.
Hopefully no one we knew. Or hopefully no one, I should say.
Wow. Let me rewind that.
Hopefully no one we knew. That's good.
That's why you should be worried about Molfin. That's why.
Hey, what would Molfin do?
God damn it.
Swear jar.
Oh,
I
jeez.
think the swear jar is already overflowing thanks to a certain Tabletop Legends thing earlier.
Yeah.
And me.
Yeah, the swear jar is overfilled. That's the way it should be.
Alright, I will gather that up
Okay.
And are we gonna
And
resurrect?
and put it in my pouch of components.
No, aren't we gonna resurrect the one that we didn't yet?
Hang on, let me find out the components for that one.
Probably a lot more done.
Yeah, it's probably a lot more, which is
Okay.
something we would need to, like, I think a lot of the components we need for that is, in a city.
Oh, okay.
Was it a 300
That's
gold or 1,000
That's
gold?
1,000 gold for resurrection.
Oh, okay.
Well,
That's 1,000 gold of diamonds, rather. Which we could just go to, like, a town, like Waterdeep or something, that would have components that we could buy.
that's right.
Okay.
When we leave here, we will not be that far from Waterdeep at all if we go back the way we came.
Right.
Okay.
So it would be simple enough
Waterdeep,
to find
huh?
our shore.
The last place I want to go, to be honest.
Oh, wait, or was it Neverwinter we left from?
You left
Or
from
Neverwinter.
Neverwinter, yeah.
We left from Neverwinter. I'm not sure how they are in terms of...
One would assume we could easily find gems in Neverwinter.
Right.
We'll just traps back the way we came, and we should pop right out back in the middle of the city.
Right.
Okay. Sounds good.
Cool.
Callista, I have the ability to keep this hand here for another moment. Do you wish me to make another?
Yeah, let's just do one more.
Same thing. Start pounding it into the ground.
Pounding it. All right. So the earth hand does the same thing. Just smashes the diamond. You watch one after another. Bam, bam, bam. This thing just like smashes down. Parts of the amulet go flying everywhere as you're just shielding your eyes from getting any shrapnel into your face. As this thing just smashes the diamond to dust in front of you. Seems to have done a really good job. That was
And I'll toss the one that Molfin found back at him.
Here you go, Lachlan. For you. Toss it to Lachlan.
Oh, thanks, Gramps. And I want to flash him the other one too.
all right.
I'll just give a sort of knowing look to Lachlan, being like,
as your hand starts to dissipate from the spell, and you guys are doing this, Molfin, Brock kind of walks up to you. He's munching on a bag of rations during his little rest. He's just like, and he holds up. He gets out at his pack. He like pulls out. He has a hammer. He's like, I had one of these. You could have just asked.
Thanks, Brock.
Well, Brock, yeah.
Too little, too late. But
Oh.
Thanks.
Well,
Great job speaking up.
nobody asked, man. Come on.
Yeah, that's true. We didn't ask.
it is a valid point.
We should have asked, does anyone have a hammer that can break rocks first?
Yes, but looking at the group of us, any of us who think we're strong enough to be able to break a gemstone. Well, perhaps you.
I could do it. Totally.
Maybe. Okay. Callista when she's a bear.
We might at least be a bear.
Callista next level when I get Earth Elemental.
I do.
Oh no, Diana, no.
Have you seen his token? He looks kind of
Snaky.
better, girl.
Snaky.
I'm a snake.
Oh my god.
Yes, a snake.
Yes, you went there. Oh my goodness.
We'll always go for the memes.
All right. So,
Lucia.
Lucia? That's where you headed?
Lucia.
What about Lucia?
All right, Callista, as you have the dagger in your hand approaching Lucia's door, make a... Let's call this an Arcana check.
Oh god. That is not my strong point. I will use advantage.
Okay, sounds good. Okay. This one
Oh, BTW.
isn't...
Sorry, go ahead. That's right.
This one isn't very hard to see. There are only 3 gems that are shown within the dagger. And you can notice that the dagger it almost seems to be smoking with this dark energy.
Oh, great.
And it seems like it's losing power.
What color's the dagger?
What color's the dagger? It's the color of metal. Like it's...
Okay, so it wouldn't be the phylactery in our hand the entire time, because that would be silly. Okay.
It has a gem in it. It could be. All it needs to be is a vessel. What if the handle is empty?
That's what I was thinking. But I don't think much, so don't pay attention to me.
And as you look closer, Callista, you can almost see like in this like smoke that's coming out, it almost looks like the images of faces. One will like just appear and then just dwindle out. Then another one will appear over here and then dwindle out. And another one will appear over here and dwindle out.
Is it a familiar face or
You can't
multiple different?
You can't really say. They look ghostly. You can't really tell.
Can anyone else notice that this thing is smoking?
As Callista holds it up and she's closer inspection, if you guys are kind of if you're nearby and you're checking it out, yes, you can see it. It's not really that
Well, that's creepy.
that hidden.
That is somewhat disconcerting.
We're
Do you
either
know
running
what
out
kind
of
of
time
magic's
or
on
she's
this
running out of power.
Yeah.
Well, then that, well,
And that statue. Did we ever
How
find the
is-
magic thing on the statue?
how is everyone faring, given what we have run into with
Well,
each of
speaking
these
of
other-
time, to be able to do greater restoration again, I need a whole 8 hours to rest. So
I still can do it.
okay, cool.
We may
Then
want to push on
I
then
just
to
have-
make sure. We do not know if she is weakening or she is about to reappear. We may want to push on to go deal with this as rapidly as possible.
Okay.
That's true. I have 7 spells left and I'm at full health. So if you want to go,
Okay.
fight some more monsters.
Did we ever see what
I'm
kind of
down.
magic was on the statue? That's
What was on the
losing its-
statue?
Like if there's magic on the statue and it's losing as it loses its layers.
You mean the fountain?
Yeah, the fountain. I was just wondering if we had.
No, I don't think I do.
Well, I did detect magic. I would have.
But you did it in the other room, right?
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
didn't
fair
put it in
point.
there.
I don't think we did it in this room.
Okay, I just wanted to know if we knew what kind of magic would make a fountain, like, decrease as we killed people, and things, and, seems a little fishy. But, yeah.
Do you want me to check, Ashlyn?
No, it's okay.
I just do it at will anyway, so I just do it.
Okay.
Let
It
me,
may not even be magic, it could just be a mechanical thing.
Right.
As we kill things, though, how does it know?
Well, the magic could be in the room and release some sort of force which drops a weight, which pulls a chain.
I want to follow up on Molfin's hypothesis and see if there's anything trap-like about, things that move on tracks and...
Oh, on the fountain?
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Yeah,
Not that it is
Go ahead.
trap, but it is the mechanism like...
Yeah,
doors.
yeah, perfect. Makes perfect sense. Go ahead and and since you're skilled in that, I'll give you advantage on the investigation check. Callista, are you using the detect magic?
Yep. Might as well. Doesn't cost me anything.
Okay. There is conjuration magic on the
Okay.
fountain.
Okay.
I've got thieves' tools.
Lachlan, from your investigation, it's hard to see with the water,
Mm-hmm.
but it does look somewhat mechanically driven.
Okay.
Gramps, I think you're right.
There's definitely conjuration of some sort on it.
But you're not, with that check, you're not really sure how it works.
Mhm.
The mechanism most of it is underwater and it's pretty complicated.
So conjuration magic could be just summoning the water there, or it could have some other.
Right.
Could be a teleportation circle or portal.
Could be a portal?
Could be.
Like, when we get down to level 1, it summons, I don't know, a lich?
Or she has it held in a pocket dimension.
Or that?
Or a staircase.
Or bad things in general. Just bad. Because nothing's ever been good here. Why don't we go
Or it
up
could be a
any
keg
of
of
them?
ale, for all we know.
Or
Why
the
don't we just go and deal with Lucia before the dagger explodes, or...
Yeah,
Kruella
I will go back
reappears?
over to
Why?
Lucia's door.
Can I nominate that we go someplace fun next trip?
Yes.
We are planning to go jewelry shopping in Neverwinter next time, so...
I want to go to Waterdeep World.
We could go back to that.
Waterdeep World.
Ashlyn wants a week-long beach vacation.
No, drive.
Yeah, Waterdeep World.
Waterdeep
That's where
World.
we're going.
Perfect. I love it. You can catch them on a festival week or something like that, Cool. So you guys head over to Lucia's door. I imagine Callista...
As we're walking, Molfin is muttering and casting a spell on himself.
Okay. Molfin casting mage armor on his way to the door as Callista puts the dagger in the key slot and turns. The large stone door opens upwards, much like the rest of the doors in this facility. Rise up, and beyond seems very dark. And you can see there is a little light in the distance, but it looks like some sort of tunnel. Very dark tunnel ahead of you. Farther than probably about 100 feet.
With the detect magic, was there magic on the doors as well?
There is magic on the doors. It's probably similar magic.
Okay.
That is on the the fountain. Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Anastasius, do you still have your little minion friend with you?
Yep.
Can we send him running down the hallway there?
Off you go.
Is this Rocky Balboa or one of the other three?
Let's send the champ. I'd say send the champ.
Send the champ.
Yeah, let's send Rocky. Let's send Rocky to go.
Rocky steps up there. He's like jogging.
As he goes to run by, Molfin's going to reach down and cast light on him.
he's now shining brightly as he gets instructions from Anastasius to start running down the hallway. You can see it's just a simple arched hallway. The top is just arched. It's all stone, very bare. Nothing but a stone. It's kind of like going through a train tunnel. Just keeps on going until it seems to open up at the end of about 100 feet, where Rocky just kind of stops, and the light is just glowing back towards you guys.
And Molfin just starts following after Rocky because obviously if it was a trap, he would have tripped it. So
yeah. And as you guys move in,
sorry, I forgot to do Anastasia's hit dice. We're good.
It's all good. Yeah. You guys make your way through the tunnel, and about halfway through the tunnel, it starts to get windy. The wind is kind of blowing. It's not like overbearing, like it's going to throw you off your feet or anything, but it's kind of like standing outside an airport or something like that. You know, you get that wind of gushing winds every now and then, kind of just blowing through. You can start to hear it whistle a little bit past the opening. And eventually you make it to the opening, where it opens up to a very large chamber, beyond which you can see that there are several, where the floor is broken up, and it looks like an enormous pit in front of you. There are pedestals where the floor used to be, and you can see that the pedestals just are like tall columns that just drop down. You can see where the floor is missing, just descends into darkness beyond any of your dark vision. Some of the pedestals are really wide, some of them are really skinny. Imagine the floor just being torn away from a facility, just leaving these large pillars there that you could just, kind of hop across. On the other side, you see a beaming light that seems to come from somewhere up high, down upon it looks like a sarcophagus. And lying on top of the sarcophagus, which is, looks like it's all made of stone, there is what looks like a statue of a woman just lying there with both arms crossed over her chest like this. And then...
I'm sorry, where's the sarcophagus? On one of the pillars?
It's on the opposite side of the chamber.
Okay.
On its own side. Like, it's almost like it just ends over on the other side, and the floor is just kind of broken away in several parts. And random pedestals just everywhere along this chamber.
Can I peek over the edge of the pit to see how deep it goes?
Yeah, how far dark vision do you have?
Oh boy. Probably 60.
No, it's 60, yeah.
60?
I have 120.
Even 120 is too far.
Okay.
It is black. It just descends.
Can I drop a piece of copper and see if it makes a sound?
Sure. Yeah, is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
You wait. 1, 2, 3. You hear a very faint after about 3 seconds.
I'm going to turn into a giant eagle and fly over to the body.
Okay.
I'm going to use unarmed movement and walk on the ceiling.
All right.
Can I try to grab hold of Callista? She's going to fly to try to hitch a ride with her.
Sure, you absolutely can.
Sure,
Yeah.
she'll allow it.
All right.
Begrudgingly, the last potion she wants, but sure.
Okay, since Ashlyn and Lachlan are going up towards the ceiling, I need you guys to make perception checks for me.
I had myself muted. Can I also grab Callista?
Sure, yeah, Molfin's hanging on one
my
leg,
God,
Diana's
you
hanging on the other
guys!
leg.
If you can fly
Good thing I'm a large creature. God damn it.
Wow.
As she's flying over, Molfin's looking at Diana. So when we get back to Neverwinter, we need
Are we
to
all
find
making
a
perception?
decent jewelry store.
No, this is just for Lachlan and Ashlyn, since they're the ones that are actually headed up towards, like they're climbing towards the ceiling. So, Ashlyn, you notice right offhand, Lachlan is kind of concentrating more on the distance down after dropping that copper coin and hearing how long it took it to hit the bottom. You notice the top of the ceiling is like a thick layer of intertwining vines. Some of them hang down a little bit lower. Some of them hang down to just a random stopping point, but some of them hang down in these little loops. It looks like the entire ceiling is just coated in this matted vine that just like is thickly overlapping one another. And that's when you notice, you catch a glimpse of something peering at you through the vine. And then all of a sudden, when it makes eye contact with you, it disappears into the vine.
Ooh. Who else is with us, by the way? Like, is it just our party members?
I think you guys left Dorn because you didn't need him anymore. I think that's what you guys decided last time because he's kind of squishy.
Because he kept dying.
Yeah, he kept dying, and you had to spend all your resources on him. Yeah,
on him.
That's it.
And we wanted him to take care of the bodies and the one that's still alive.
Yeah.
Luna.
Don't we have two alive?
That's what we told him.
Or 2 alive, one dead, right?
And Ashlyn, this eye looked like a big red eye.
Lachlan.
Okay, so then Anastasius is just gonna use Dimension Door to get over to the body to meet me there.
Okay.
Can I cast Sanctuary on Callista, really quick?
Yeah. That's a touch spell or is it touch?
It's a creature within range.
Yeah.
And it makes her impervious to attacks.
Absolutely.
Not impervious, but like they're at disadvantage.
Cool. So you ward a creature within range against attack until the spell ends. Any creature targets the warded creature. That's perfect timing because actually all of a sudden something swoops down out of the vines and is headed right towards Callista as it is swinging on a vine down towards Callista as she is flying above. So it has to make a wisdom saving throw, I believe.
Yeah.
Or have its target pushed against
really
another
metagame
creature.
there.
It rolled a natural 1. So it fails that save. So its attack is going to be forced to target another creature. Let's see if it's going to choose Diana or Molfin.
Oh no.
At least I'm not gonna drop you.
Molfin is the target of this attack as it swings and swoops down. It rolls a second natural 1. This thing swings and it actually slides off the vine and slips off the vine. And you watch as this thing slams down onto one of the pedestals down below. Nearly stumbling, grabs a hold of the side of one of the pedestals before it falls and starts to slowly crawl back up. And at this point, I need everyone to go ahead and roll initiative for me.
Is it right beneath us?
That was very intimidating.
It is pretty close to right beneath
I'm
you,
mid-flight, so I don't know what that does.
Yeah.
Because I can't stop really.
And those of you that can see it, and you're seeing it, it looks like a massive ape-like creature that is bluish gray with red eyes. It's matted in thick red fur. It appears to look kind of like this.
We're fighting Kong. This is fine.
As it slams down and swung out at you. Swang. I like that word.
Swang.
I'm going to use it. Swang.
Initiative rolls.
Ooh.
As this is swung down and slammed in, is the pedestal landed on right beneath Callista where we're flying?
It's probably at a diagonal a little bit. It probably fell off before it even got to you, rolling that poorly. It's probably at a little bit of a diagonal, so not directly below you, but probably maybe one pedestal over.
would Molfin be able to jump as a reaction to try to get onto that pillar?
He can. He's going to need to make a check.
I'm holding you.
I thought I was holding you.
You're both holding each other.
Wait, are you on my back or are you in my talons?
I assumed I was wrapped around you. If you're holding me, then I gotta wait till my turn anyway, so.
I thought I was holding Callista's talon as well. I thought that I was like,
Okay,
Oh my God, you guys.
Lachlan has a 22.
Yeah.
Nice, Lachlan.
On point.
Diana's got a 0.
Didn't she roll a 0 last time, too?
Yep, she did.
I did get nat ones on my initiative, and then I have a -1.
So yeah,
my,
yep.
I get zeros.
Gosh. Who's
I
the
didn't even
16?
know.
Is that Callista or is that
That's Anastasia's.
Anna?
I got 5.
Okay, so the 16 was Anastasia's, then we got the 14, which is Molfin. Okay, and then we've got the looks like the 5. And then the 0.
Ashlyn got a 6.
Oh, no,
Oh,
Ashlyn's
Ashlyn
got
got
a 6.
Ashlyn got the 6. Okay, gotcha. We got a 6, then a 5, then a 0. So we got Ashlyn coming in. We've got Callista. And then we have Diana bringing up the rear. I need to change some music. We need some more combat music going on.
Ooh.
Let's see. I don't know what we're going to use for combat music. Let's try this. I don't know what this is like, but we'll try.
By the way, when Anna did the dimension door, he brought Rocky.
Okay, that's a good idea.
So the light's where he is.
So lights over with the ancient mummy lord and got it.
Yeah, there is a beam of light that shines down from like way above the ceiling somehow, and it shines right down onto that sarcophagus. So there is light over on the other side. There is that light kind of like dimly illuminates the rest of the room a little bit. So you guys are able to see for the most part here. Just the depths of this cavern is so deep, like you just can't see the bottom. Lachlan, you're first to go.
Cool. 2 quick questions for you.
Yeah.
Question 1. The glove of spider climbing. Is it only my hands that grip, or the hands and feet?
No.
Like, am I walking, or am I crawling?
Yeah, it's a magical effect. I just wanted a different flair. What they basically are the slippers of spider walking.
Gotcha.
But I wanted you to. I thought it'd be cooler for Lachlan to wear like these cool Spider-Man gloves.
Yeah,
so
they're pretty.
it has the same effect. So basically, your hands or your feet can be free, either or.
Perfect.
So
Also, how far am I from this cluster of vines?
you just started crawling up. I would say you probably got up about 20 feet. So you got about 30 more feet. It's like a 50-foot high chamber.
Perfect.
So it'd probably
I'm
be
gonna
pretty
move
high.
into the vines.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to cunning action to hide in the vines.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your stealth check.
Roger that.
Ooh.
Oh, my nat 1 gave me a 14.
Your nat 1 gave you a 14.
Wow.
That's pretty impressive. So, that's really impressive. I gotta make note of that.
The benefits of just being small.
Yeah, that's it. So you come up there. It's definitely not your best attempt. You're kind of rustling. Some of the leaves of the vines kind of start to fall down from the ceiling where you're trying to hide. Yeah. Sure. What would you like to do now?
Alrighty. And then finally, with kind of like my cloaks and everything draping below as I am like upside down, I want to pull out the oath bow and take a shot at this thing.
All right, go ahead. Roll your attack.
Boom. 28.
Ouch. Yes.
And it does 7 damage.
7 damage. All right. Cool. Yeah, you pull back. Your arrow goes flying through the air and makes purchase on one of its shoulders as it's trying to crawl back up onto this pedestal. You hear it go.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I think that's about it for my turn.
That's your turn? Okay. It's their turn. So it crawls up onto the pedestal, and it is looking up towards the flying creatures, but then actually is looking around, and it makes eye contact with Lachlan, who just shot it. But that's when you realize, Lachlan, as you're hiding and you're kind of looking around, you see more of the branches above in 2 different directions start to sag as they are coming towards you.
Oh, no!
And it looks like they're coming towards you really quickly.
really need Sentinel.
Guys!
And at that point, you catch it out of the just the corner of your eye. You can see one of them has run up and has all of a sudden has slowed down, almost like it hasn't seen you just quite yet. And it's going... and then looks right over at you. And it used its whole turn to move and dash over there towards you. It's within 10 feet of you. The other one is probably within 20 feet. Standing above. It's almost like there's like this curtain of vines, and it's a little room that it's almost made where these creatures are living up inside this thing.
Oh, jeez.
The other one stands up and is going to attempt... it actually... with its strength score...
Oh no.
Oh no.
MG, how far did you run to get there?
30 feet.
30 feet.
It is going to attempt, it's going to bounce from one of these pedestals to the other, and it's going to try to leap up and try to grab at Diana or Molfin with both of his hands underneath.
Warding
Callista.
flare.
Warding flare. Nice. So does that pose disadvantage?
Yes.
Okay, so it jumps. You see it. So you hear it crash down onto the pedestal. Then it leaps up and it just reaches out with these two massive gorilla-like arms and tries to grab around you. And all of a sudden, Diana just points down at it, and this bright light shines from her holy symbol. And low number is an 11. That is still going to be a... I need you to go ahead, Diana, make either an acrobatics or an athletics check. Okay.
Damn. You rolled twice and you got an 11?
And you do the same thing, Molfin.
Oh, okay.
Acrobatics or athletics?
Yes, your choice. You guys can choose. It's basically trying... it's basically trying to grapple you guys. Is basically what it's trying to do.
Oh, come on!
Okay, even though the warding flare blinds the creature a little bit, it actually helps Molfin more than it helps Diana. As it tries to reach out, Molfin's able to avoid getting grappled, but all of a sudden this creature has its hand like wrapped around you, Diana, and it's actually, Callista, you can feel the weight of this thing start to pull down on you.
Oh no!
As you're starting to be pulled.
I'm not this strong, guys!
So that actually ends their turn, and now on initiative count 20, Lachlan and Ashlyn, I need you to both make a strength saving throw for me. As all of a sudden, wind starts to pick up within the chamber and starts to wrap around the chamber rapidly.
Oh no!
And Lachlan, you watch as Ashlyn seems to be being ripped off of the wall from the wind. But because you rolled a 19 on your saving throw, as she is blown up towards you, you actually reach out and grab a hold of Ashlyn. And you hold on with one hand, and she's being pulled the opposite way. It takes all of your might to kind of hold on to her as the wind starts to blow. You're gripping the vines in the back part of your knees as you're hanging there, and you can just hear this creature snarling towards you. That's that was epic.
Thank you.
Snakes stick together.
Anastasius is up. Wait, yeah, Anastasius is on the opposite side of the room.
How far away is he from any of these creatures?
The closest creature is the one that's actually below you, gripping you. Probably about 50 feet away from you.
$50?
About 50, yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I think this is probably the best one to do at the moment. Alright, so he's going to do Phantasmal Force.
Okay.
On that creature that's holding her. and he's going to show him that Diana is actually like on fire, like she's a fire genasi, and she's like lighting up in flames. So he's holding on to fire, basically.
Okay. So he has to make a saving throw?
Yes, an intelligence.
Intelligence save. Okay. I'm going to give him advantage on this because fire doesn't seem to bother him all that much.
Okay.
Okay. I didn't roll very well anyway. He rolled a 7.
It's an 18, so he still takes 1d6 psychic damage.
Okay. Yeah, you can roll that d6. 1 point.
Wow.
1 point of psychic damage as he begins to second guess himself about grabbing Diana, as Diana appears to be ignited in flame to this creature.
And every round he will take the psychic damage until he lets her go.
Well, he's actually he's holding on to Diana. Yep. So he's got a grip on him, but Diana, you can feel the grip on you loosen a little bit. He's still holding on to you, but he's not like squeezing you, trying to squeeze the life out of you anymore.
Oh, it's each round until he leaves her area of 5 to 10 feet.
Within 5 to 10.
Basically until he lets her go.
Until he lets her go. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Let's see. He is going to inspire me because I need to keep holding on to these people.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, so you hear him shout over some encouraging words to you, Callista, as you begin to kind of feel just the weight of this massive creature hanging on to Diana. That brings us to Molfin.
So you said from the top of the pillars that are on the ground up to the ceiling is 50 feet?
Yeah, from the top of the pillars to the ceiling is about 50 feet, yes.
And how far is where Lachlan is currently about to be getting harried?
He is at the edge, and you guys flew over a little bit, so I'd say imagine you're 30 feet into the chamber, and Lachlan is just into the chamber, but up on the ceiling. So 30 feet back and 50 feet up.
Okay.
And and perception-wise, you guys can see the leaves falling from the ceiling in the line where these creatures are running across the vines. You can't see the creatures, but you can see the path. It's kind of a spooky scene as they run across this vine curtain.
Alright, just give me a second trying to...
Oh, he's mathing.
He's
mathing to see the exact distance.
Well, I need to know because there's one thing I want to do and it changes whether I'm going up or down.
Okay, gotcha.
Oops.
I'm glad you're good at math. I would never be able to figure all that out.
Actually, this might be doable.
You could just make up a number and I wouldn't even know.
That's why I'm thinking, so it's legit.
Well,
I don't want someone checking on Twitter.
You could be making up numbers. I don't know.
No, because you said 30 one direction and 50 the other.
Yeah, you're right.
So that gives us, so basically a squared plus b squared equals c squared.
Ah, yes.
So c squared is 3,400, which means he's 56 feet from
56 feet from you, yeah.
So Molfin is literally looking down. Where is the nearest pillar that I can sort of drop at?
Oh, there's one sort of right underneath you. You could just let go and you could fall on one.
Molfin is letting go, and as he falls into the pocket, pulls out, unfurls a scroll.
Okay.
And proceeds to start to cast Prismatic Spray.
Okay.
Which is a 60-foot cone.
Oh.
So as I fall towards the pillar, aiming up towards Lachlan, I will hit all three of them in that 60-foot cone by the time it gets up to Lachlan.
Right,
and
okay.
Probably me?
You're also going to hit Lachlan and Ashlyn.
Bring it on, Gramps.
And if you're trying to get the one that's dangling off of Diana, you'll get Callista and Diana as well.
Each creature, not...
Yeah.
Bring it on.
It's not each enemy.
If you wanted to, you could cast the spell, and just get the 2 up in the vines without getting Lachlan, without getting everybody else, but you're not going to get the one hanging on Diana. If you want the one on Diana too, you're going to get basically everybody.
What would Molfin do?
No.
Oh, everybody but Anastasius. Anastasius would be the only one who's safe. So is it worth all 3, or is it only worth 2? To Molfin.
And you said he's about 30 feet up from me?
Well, yeah, about that, yeah.
Like 30 feet from the vine?
Yeah.
Okay. Then, okay. That's going to change things a little. So if I get up to where they are, could I hit the 2 without hitting the others?
Yeah. Yeah, you could do that.
Okay. Then bonus action to the vine.
Misty step. All right, so and you're up into the vines. Yep.
Scrolls and casting prismatic spray.
Okay, is that a dexterity saving throw?
Oh, it is each creature in a 60-foot cone must make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, what's my DC?
Let me see here. DC is a 17.
Okay, they both fail.
Is Lachlan in that cone?
No, I'm specifically aiming to get away from you.
Okay.
Because he's up in the vines and you're hanging below, it's only going to spray out to those 2 creatures above the vines. So you're safe, Lachlan. And Ashlyn, since you're being blown around down there.
Yeah.
Dex saves are my jam.
we got evasion.
Yeah.
I got evasion.
Okay. So the first one is taking lightning damage.
Oh.
Nice.
And that is 34 points of lightning damage.
boy.
Oh! The 8 is special. It's struck by 2 rays, so I gotta reroll.
Oh, no.
Okay, so it's getting lightning. Ooh! And it's now restrained.
Oh!
So I'm gonna paste this in for the...
What is this?
Oh, this is...
So that's what the 6 does, the Indigo Ray. On a failed save, target's restrained. It must then make Constitution saving throws at the end of each turn. If it saves 3 times, it's over. If it fails, it's petrified. It's stone forever.
Oh.
Wow.
That is epic. And that was on the same creature? The same one that took the lightning damage?
No, that's
No,
the second one. The second one gets
is
a different.
take lightning too. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I rolled an 8 for it, which means I roll 2 rays.
Again, it's basically like chaos bolt, and
Exactly,
if you hit a certain number, you chain it basically.
Okay, cool.
And that's 36 lightning to the second one, and then it's restrained.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh, so
And then
they're... So,
the scroll goes with the
nice.
smoke.
Molfin, you do realize that as this spell is cast and the scroll just goes into smoke and ash in your hands, as the lightning protrudes from the spell and just wraps around these creatures, it does damage, but it doesn't seem to do as much as you thought originally it was going to do. It seems that the lightning wraps around it and it singes their fur a bit, and the one is completely like held still for just a moment, but the one that's not restrained just immediately turns his head around, and these beady red eyes are just glaring right at you.
Molfin's just sort of...
Oh, that's nice.
Through a sheet of like cloth.
just very amused.
All right, does that end Molfin's turn?
Yep.
That's a good round. Ashlyn,
Use 10 feet of movement to just sort of back up from the one that...
back up from the one that's looking at you. Yeah.
Just sort of taunting it, trying to draw it my way. so
Okay,
away from all.
that sounds good.
So, if Lachlan is holding me,
He's holding you, yeah.
10 feet away from one of the dudes, and he's the dude's 10 feet away from the other dude. So I want to. Okay. So I want to go in the middle between.
What?
You want to go in between the two guys?
Yeah. So I'm
Yeah.
5 feet between both of them.
Yeah, so you basically crawl up Lachlan, You like step on his face, you know, and you crawl into the vines, and you start making your way. You don't have any problem now that Molfin has restrained the one that's closest to you. It seems like it's just like sitting there, almost like it's trying to move, but just slowly moving its arms. It looks like something's holding it back. So you run just basically right by that one, and you're right in between both of them.
I'm gonna punch the first one near Lachlan in the. I'm gonna with my quarterstaff.
Oh, it is restrained, so you have advantage.
Yeah.
Ouch! Yes. Swoop, right into the face as you're running by. 11 points of damage.
And I guess I'll hit it again.
Okay.
18.
Yes, that hits, and you slam it again as you're running by.
Okay.
Additional 9.
And then I will martial arts it to the face.
Okay.
If I can. Yeah, martial arts it to the face.
That hits as you come across with an elbow for another 10 points of damage.
And then I will stand there.
Yeah, when you come across with an elbow, you seem to have knocked a couple of its teeth out.
Yeah.
And it's almost in slow motion as its muscles just seem to be like tightening up as you're just slamming into it. It's unable to even try to block your attacks.
Okay.
Does that end your?
I'm pleased with that.
End your turn. All right.
Yes.
Callista, you can feel the weight of this creature hanging on to Diana, but now you don't have anything hanging on to one of your other feet, as your favorite wizard has seemed to disappear.
I guess my movement would be halved, right?
Yes. Basically, you're lugging around Diana and a giant ape.
Right. This is great. This is totally what I had planned. Totally. So, first, I guess I'm going to try and get this thing off Diana. And try and claw it, I guess.
Do a barrel roll! Do a barrel roll!
Oh, that's coming after. If this doesn't work, I have a different plan.
Yes, Starfox.
So, I'm going to multi-attack it and hit it with my talons.
This is going to be, you know what, I'm going to say this is going to be really hard to do because Diana is holding onto one of your claws.
Mm-hmm.
It's hanging on to Diana and it's still hanging there. So you're probably not going to be able to reach it with your one claw unless you basically you'd have to be creative. You could either let her go or find some way to like toss her and the creature up and then do a barrel roll and come back around and like swipe it as you come by. You know.
Oh,
I mean, you're probably going to have to let go in order to be able to make your attacks just by the sheer weight of this creature pulling down on you.
What's the nearest pillar to the main sarcophagus?
Probably there's a large one that you think you could safely drop her at about 20 feet.
Okay, I will do that because I have 40 feet of movement.
Okay. So you move over there and you're going to drop her?
Yeah, can I kind of like swing so that he's going to be landing first and she'll be landing on top of him?
Sure. Yeah, you could do that.
Like, can I kind of use the momentum because it's like a heavy pendulum at the bottom of my feet.
Yeah, so you can like swing your leg and like toss them like kind of like you're setting up to go bowling, you know, you're just pull your hand down and throw it.
That's what I want to do first.
Nice. Okay. Diana, you can make let's make a dexterity saving throw. You get advantage because of the way Callista is doing this.
I'm sorry, I can't hear. Okay, dexterity. Wait.
Dexterity with advantage. All right. So Callista watches as she swings the creature. Diana starts to fall towards the creature kind of underneath. Slams down onto the large pedestal. You can see that the fur of the creature starts to slide across the pedestal. Diana reaches out and kind of grabs a hold of some of the lifted stones on the floor and grips, and you're watching the creature is still moving towards the edge and still has Diana in his grasp as he starts to slip off the edge of the pedestal. Diana, you're holding on with all your might as you got a good grip, but it's taking all your strength as he's kind of still pulling on you.
I'm going to dive bomb his arms holding her.
Nice. Go ahead, make your attack.
Okay. So
technically, he's prone, so you have advantage on this attack.
+5 to hit.
So you just said that someone had music from their car? Oh. No. I thought that...
So this is the first one. 14 for the first one.
14 does not hit. He's able to move his arm just out of the way as you come slamming down to try to claw him.
24 for the second one.
That one will hit. You can roll your damage for that one.
Okay.
Is that the bite or the claw?
That's the claw.
Okay.
So. Seven damage.
7 damage as you slice through the creature's arm. You can feel the flesh just tear underneath your claw. All right. Anything else, Callista? That ends your turn.
How far is it's? You said it's 20 feet from the sarcophagus.
Yeah, you got another 20 feet.
Okay, I'll. Do I do it? No, I'm gonna stay by Diana.
Okay. Excellent. That brings us to Diana.
Okay, cool. So, okay, so I kind of planned on me still being in the air at this point.
Yeah, currently you are still technically grappled and prone.
Oh, there we go. I didn't hear anything for a minute.
Oh, sorry. I was just letting you know you are currently grappled by the creature and you are prone on this pedestal that Callista put you down on.
Okay. Cool. Well, I had so many plans and all of them related to me still being in the air, so now I really don't know what I'm
sorry.
Tough choices.
We can get back in the air at any point. It's at the end of my turn that I need to break the grapple, or can I break it at the start of my turn?
You can break it as an action. If you want to try to break out of it, it takes an action to do so. Unless you have something else that could get you out of it.
Okay. Just looking for bonus actions really quick. I don't think I have any. That's okay. Alright. Then I guess I'll just try to break my grapple.
Okay, you can try to do either athletics or acrobatics.
I'll do athletics because
try to
she's not athletic. She's more athletic than she is acrobatic.
And because the creature still is seeing you on fire, I'm going to give you advantage on it. Okay.
17.
You are able to break out of his grasp, and you kind of crawl away from him across the pedestal.
As a bonus action, can I try to like kick him off the ledge or like what?
You can basically what you can do is you can like attempt to like kind of kick your feet towards him, and basically that would be like taking the help action for somebody else. The next person that attacks it would have advantage.
Yes.
Okay, you could do that. I would allow that. It would be a whole action to try to like really just give him a good, like 300 style for Sparta. Cool.
Okay, then I'll just like a little cat kick, when they have
Diana's like crawling backwards, like kicking her feet towards its face and stuff.
Yeah. That's my turn. That's
your turn. Cool. As Lachlan, as it comes back around to you, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take our break for the evening right there. At the top of the round, next round, as you guys are currently in this apish encounter. So thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight to Storm King's Thunder episode 63. Stick around right after the break as our party continues to go after these amulets to continue to hunt down Kruella the Black and put this to bed. So I will see you guys in a few minutes. Stick around. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody, to Storm King's Thunder, episode 63. We are live right here at Proficiency Bonus. My name is Michael, your most humble and merciful dungeon master. And right now, our party is currently in some combat with some ape-like creatures deep within the realm of Kruella the Black. Next up, Lachlan.
All right.
You find yourself dangling from some vines.
Yeah. So I'm dangling from the vines. Quick question. So these guys, relative to me, are they both adjacent to me?
No, the closest one is about 10 feet away from you.
Cool. And are they both adjacent to Ashlyn?
The one that is closest to you is adjacent to Ashlyn. The other one is about 10 feet away from her.
Oh, I thought I was in the middle of them.
Well, they had a 10 feet gap. I mean, you could be in the middle of them. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you could be in the middle. Yeah, you're adjacent. Yeah. The way I described that, yes. Mm-hmm.
Third question, which one is been immobilized by whatever crazy blast Gramps threw at him?
The one Ashlyn has been pounding on, the one closest to you.
Okay. I'm kind of interested in seeing what happens to that one on its own, so I want to kind of like lean around and fire the oath bow at the other one.
Okay. Sounds good.
Fire it off real quick. And I only roll a 14.
14 does not hit.
Alright,
so it goes whiffed, and the arrow just kind of disappears into the vines.
Make sure nobody saw, and turn.
And turn, okay. Just staying right there?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you want to try to hide?
Not right now, no. I'm actually
too
interested in...
Too interested in what's going on?
Seeing what these guys are going to do.
Okay, it's their turn. So, does it have to make it save at the beginning of the turn, or end of the turn? Molfin, for the restrain.
It just says it makes a constitution. It's restrained makes a con save at the end of each turn.
The end. So it's restrained.
And it's got to make it 3 times.
It's got to make it it's got to make the save 3 times.
It has to keep making the save until either it saves 3 times or fails 3 times.
Oh, so it's kind of like a
once each turn, or all in the same turn?
No, each turn.
Each turn. Wow, that's massive. So restrain me. Its speed is 0, but it can still attack, I believe, with disadvantage. Pretty sure that's the way the ruling is on restrained.
Speed 0, can't benefit to speed. Attack rolls have advantage. Creatures attacks disadvantage.
Disadvantage, okay.
Creature has disadvantage on dex saves.
Dex saves, gotcha. Looking towards Ashlyn, since that's the closest enemy to it, it's going to make 3 attacks against Ashlyn. It's going to pick up both of its massive fists and just try to pound down on you first, and then you can see its fangs start to open up as blood's pouring down from some of the areas of missing teeth that you knocked out. But it's going to try to beat down on you with disadvantage. 11's not going to do it.
Nope.
For the first fist. Second fist is a 16 is probably not going to do it.
Nope.
And the bite at disadvantage is going to be an 18. I don't think that's going to do it either.
Nope.
So so it seems like it's slow. It's just immensely slow actually as it tries to pull up its arms and just bring them down. You're just easily able to just dodge, duck, and weave out the side. Not a problem whatsoever. It's going to go ahead and make it save. It's a Constitution, I believe. That's what you said.
Yep.
An 18.
That's a save.
That's a success. Okay.
Yep.
So it has one.
If you want, I'm keeping a log for you if that's easier.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, 1 success. That ends its turn. The other one glaring at Molfin. And also, you notice, Lachlan, as you shot your arrow across. I'm going to give you, since you only did an arrow, go ahead and make a perception check as we kind of backtrack a little bit. Oh, wow. Yeah. Wow. There is something coming towards Molfin from behind him.
Gramps?
And the other one that is up top is running towards Molfin, and it is just is snarling towards you, Molfin. You can see drool just kind of like just flying.
Do I get an attack of opportunity? Oh, the one behind him. Okay.
Yeah, actually, you would get an attack of opportunity if you'd like to.
I really should take a sentinel. Okay.
As she's swinging that, as Molfin sees this, throws his arm up and is casting.
Okay.
Well, it's a reaction, so technically he'll be doing it with his first attack, but as he sees it coming.
So, yeah, Ashlyn, you slam your quarterstaff across his back as he's running away towards you. You can hear him like leave out a painful groan as you slam it across his back. That does 13 points of damage. Nice. And it is running full speed towards Molfin, and you watch as it puts its fists out as it comes near you, and then it starts to try to slam down on you. So the shield makes your AC a
20.
20, great. It is going to reckless attack you.
I knew it!
Granting it advantage on its attack rolls. Unfortunately, its highest roll in this round was a 6, so it only rolled an 11. And the next attack is actually going to be a 21. So this one breaks through your shield and a fist slams down you, and then it tries to bite your shoulder. A 19. Your shield protects you from that one as well. So you are going to take from the fist attack. That's actually not too bad.
Michael, could that actually be 15 that I hit him for? Because I forgot to use my staff of Thunder and Lightning, which has +2.
Oh, yeah.
It's a huge difference. Or not?
Yeah, I'll take 2 more hit points off him. Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure. You take 9 points of bludgeoning damage as this thing slams into you, Molfin. You can feel the impact, but you're grateful for your magical arcane abilities to be able to deflect the other 2. But it's at that point, Molfin, you start to feel the vines under you begin to droop a little bit lower behind you. And you peek over your shoulder, and there is a bigger one of these things that's making its way towards you. And its fur at the end of it looks as almost like it's especially at the top of its head, looks like it's on fire. as it is illuminating a little bit of the part of that. And it just looks towards you and just goes... And then you hear in your mind, "Why have you come?"
And Molfin just sort of looks over his shoulder and just sort of gestures to his face. "What do you think?"
It goes... and then just goes into a rage. And on initiative count 20, I need for everybody who is attached to the vines to make a strength saving throw for me. So anybody that's in the vines.
No.
Oh yeah, this is gonna go well.
13.
Hey!
Yeah.
All right, very good. Molfin and Ashlyn, you guys catch this. The vines start to move under your feet.
Oh.
And they start to try to wrap around your ankles.
Oh.
And you're able to jump and dodge out of the way as these vines just latch out. Lachlan, unfortunately, since you are kind of low, ducked down, the vines start to wrap around your waist, and you are now currently restrained and grappled by the vines.
Oh no!
That brings us to Anastasius.
Okay. Well, how far away is the big guy from him?
The biggest guy?
Yeah.
He doesn't really know he's there.
Oh, okay.
The only one that Anastasius can see, like Anastasius knows there's things up above, but he can't really see them. He can see the one. He can see the one that Diana's like kicking at and is like hanging on to the pedestal.
So he gets advantage because she's taking the help action, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so he's going to...
And that one actually tried to use its action to crawl back up that pedestal and failed its save. So it wasn't able to make it up the pedestal.
So he's going to Ray of Frost it.
Okay. So Anastasius reaches out with one arm and cold energy goes flying out. Oh!
He's like, stay the back.
All of a sudden, this cold just envelops the creature. Oh!
That means his speed is brought down by 10.
20 points of cold damage. And his speed is reduced by 10?
Yep.
Yeah, minus 10 speed. Nice. This thing is just... Now, Diana, as you're kicking at this thing, all of a sudden you see this frosty blue energy hit the back of him. And he's got... basically, he looks like he just stuck his head in snow and then picked it back out. And he's got like this beard of icy snow. And all this stuff like wrapped all over its red fur.
And he's going to inspire Diana because we're the only two he can see.
All right, Diana, you feel inspired by the words and the actions of Anastasius as he continues to be a hero. All right, is he going to stop right there? Is he going to do something else?
I think that's all he can do.
Okay, gotcha.
He's actually going to pick up Rocky, and that's his turn.
Okay, he picks up Rocky. Nice.
Yeah.
Throw him into battle, Anastasius.
Oh, he's going, that's his next action. He's going to throw him.
Molfin, you are up.
Muted, BB. Oh, there you go.
What else is new? I hope I was catching it before anyone noticed.
Sorry.
So right now, both of these things are basically pinning Molfin in. I've got one on each side of me.
Yeah, you got the big one kind of behind you that basically uses its entire action and movement to get up to you, and you've got that one that just charged you and is trying to beat down on you.
Was it the one that I hit or the one that was behind me?
It was behind you, but you hit it on its way out of your range. Like,
okay.
It wasn't the one that was stuck. Yeah.
Okay.
So, Molfin is going to circle around basically the one that's in between him and Ashlyn.
Okay.
I'm going to circle around so they're both in front of me.
Okay.
I'm assuming that we're going to get to take a swipe as I sort of circle around.
You're going to circle the one that's between you and Ashlyn.
Ashlyn.
Okay, so the big one's going to get to take a swipe at you.
Yep.
All right.
Oh no.
Still doing it. Oh, and actually, while you're taking that swing, I have to roll my regen.
And that shield is still in effect, right?
No, it just ends at the start of my turn.
Oh, okay, gotcha. 20.
Oh, thanks for reminding me. I have to do the psychic damage for the one he hit with the cold.
Oh, yeah, correct. Yep. It's a 21 to hit you, Molfin, on that one.
Oh, yeah, that'll...
It's just a 6, not a 7.
Oh.
It's just a 6, okay. Where did you get a D7?
I don't know.
You bought it at Gen Con.
That'd be pretty cool.
Poor roll. 14 points of bludgeoning damage as this one slams its fist across your back as you're weaving across. You said 6 points of damage to that other one? Okay.
To the Ray of Frost one, yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay, so now that Molfin has got them both in front of him, he's going to take a point that is literally 31 feet away from him, toward basically on the other side of the big one.
Okay.
And cast Sickening Radiance as a pulsing green orb of light. 30-foot radius envelops these two individuals.
All right.
They both need to make con saves.
Con saves.
Okay.
The smaller one fails.
Yeah.
Alrighty then.
What is the saving throw?
It's a con.
What is my DC that I gotta beat?
Oh, 17.
They both fail.
So they both take 4d10 radiant damage and 1 level of exhaustion.
Whoa!
Nice.
Whoa!
So
Wow.
that is 28 radiant.
Damn!
Nice.
Nice.
28.
You're doing the Macarena, Zoth.
Now they have
Yes.
disadvantage on all ability checks.
On all ability checks. Nice.
And as
This.
Molfin finishes casting the spell, he looks up at the big one who he had heard in his mind. Says, I've seen your kind before. I am working with someone a little more powerful than you now. It would be best to go back to where you came from.
You just.
Get so sassy. Like,
Just name drop Asmodeus and they all run away.
yeah, like just tap all the way down.
You just hear in your mind, Molfin, I will enjoy breaking you. As this just radiance kind of fills the room. The one the smaller one is looking sluggish. Its posture has changed. It looks drooping. It does not look very good right now. Taking that massive radiant damage is looking brutalized. Is that the end of your turn, Molfin?
Mm-hmm.
All right, that brings us to Ashlyn.
So I'm confused. Is there still one next to me?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna hit that.
Okay.
Is there something for me to punch? Yes. Okay, I'm gonna punch.
Yep, that's all I needed to know.
Yep.
Pretty much.
The one that's struggling being restrained from that scroll ability, man, he's in trouble.
Okay. So,
He just.
staff,
Yes.
Yep.
staff,
Ouch.
and then actually try. All right, I'm gonna attack it and try to stun it.
Okay.
So a 24 to hit.
Yes. You have a 27 because he's still technically restrained.
Oh, 27. Okay,
Yeah.
so 9 bludgeoning.
9.
But then he has to make a DC 17 con save.
Okay, so Ashlyn, as you come across with the back of your staff on the first one, you kind of hit the side of his face. You watch as his face turns to the side, and you take the staff and you raise it up, and you slam it down on the back of his neck, and you hear and feel some of the vines snap underneath him. And you watch as he's slowly trying to reach up, but he can't because he can't move his muscles, and he reaches up to try to grab the vine, and he just grabs a couple leaves. And they just slowly grip around the leaves. You can see green leaves in his hand as he slowly starts to fall through the vines. And you watch as this creature just disappears into the
So
darkness.
you don't need to key point, you killed him.
Okay, Goodbye. Is there something else?
It's just kind of like one of those moments where it's like, and just falls.
Slow falls.
Like a scene in Cliffhanger. It just disappears.
Or Remoraz over a cliff.
That's it, that's it.
Oh, such a good throwback. That was fun.
So,
Okay,
that one is gone.
This is, can I run up to the small one and bonus action use my, unarmed attack? My martial art?
You can. You'll be running into Molfin's sickening radiance.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
If you do so.
No.
And I think that affects you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's any creature.
Any
within
creature.
light.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll run up and
Molfin specifically avoided himself.
Can I run up and stand next to Lachlan then, just to, like, next to Lachlan and say hi?
Yeah, as you walk up to him, he seems to be struggling with all these vines wrapped around him.
Watch out for these vines!
Can I karate chop the vine?
Yeah, go ahead and make some attacks against it. You have to spend a key point. Are you? Oh, martial arts? Yeah.
Yeah.
You do. She karate chops the vines, and they just start snapping, and you are free from being restrained, Lachlan.
That's great.
Okay.
I thought you were gonna hit me.
Lachlan, like, out of, like, instinct, he's like, no.
He ducks and covers.
You're such a sissy. I was gonna hit you.
That's amazing. Amazing.
Oh,
Different vibe.
Cool.
You didn't deserve it this time.
Good turn, Ashlyn. Good
Aw.
turn.
good turn.
Callista, you're up.
All right.
You're just kind of hovering there next to this scene with Diana and this other creature that's still trying to pull itself back up onto the pedestal.
Okay, I'm going to actually go land over by Anastasia's. That's about 20 feet, right?
Yep. You're technically leaving the creature's threat range.
Yep, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. Because it should be disadvantaged because he's prone.
It will be? Mm-hmm. Low number. Oh boy, that's not gonna. 11.
No,
Nope.
not with my
No, he
eagle
tries
form.
to reach out and grab you, just barely misses as you fly away from him.
Okay. So when I drop, I'm going to drop my eagle form and cast Moonbeam per usual.
Oh, here we go. The moonbeam
On
is
his
back.
face. At 4th level.
All right, so that is a
Nice.
It's a DC 16, not 12.
16 con.
Yep.
Okay, that is a 19, so it'll take half damage.
He takes half of 32.
Jeez. So 16?
Yep. It's radiant damage. I don't know if that helps.
It seems to do its par.
Okay.
As it's feeling the energy, it sort of shifts its body weight a little bit to the side, and you can see that you're singeing a lot of him, but he's got some of his body out of the moonbeam to he's able to withstand some of the pressure, but he does not look very good. It seems like he's starting to sink lower and lower on the side of this pedestal, kind of like King Kong barely hanging on to the Empire State Building. Is slowly drooping.
Just have to say, I'm having fun drawing all these battles.
Let's go.
They're really helping me with the pictographs.
To make a coffee table book.
That's it.
Yes.
So, yep, that's my turn.
All right.
That's my bonus action to drop form.
Drop your form. Okay.
Yep.
Just keep reminding me that moonbeam is there.
Oh, I will.
Cool. That brings us to Diana.
You are inspired. Just remember that.
You are inspired. Yep.
Okay. Did Callista take me with her when she flew away, or am I still on the pillar?
No, you're still on the pillar.
Okay. With the thing, right?
Yeah. You're still kind of you never stood up, so you're still kind of like sitting down, but you're not grappled anymore.
I'm gonna have my Princess Spartan if I could.
You're gonna do your Sparta moment.
Yeah.
So Diana
kick it.
tucks both legs back as far as she can, and then with a drop kick kind of heave, pushes them back out. Go ahead. You have advantage on this.
Oh, cool. What is it? Is it just like a basic attack roll?
I'm just gonna have an attack roll against it. as you're just trying to boot this thing. It's considered an unarmed attack, and you have inspiration. Yes, so advantage and inspiration.
She adds her strength, right?
Yeah, it'd be your yeah.
So roll a d20 plus your strength.
Yeah, a d20 plus your strength, and if you need it, you can roll the
and you
inspiration.
roll it twice because you have advantage, and then you also have inspiration if you need it.
Or just press the little strength button.
You could press strength underneath in your character sheet, and it'll roll it. Yeah.
No, that's a strength check. Wait.
So you rolled a 10.
Now you can add a d8.
I would recommend using your inspiration.
Oh, okay.
Roll a d8.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's a d8 right now.
You just hit the number. You needed the 5 on the inspiration to do it. Okay, so the way that an unarmed attack works is that it does 1 plus your strength bonus, which is 2, so you do 3 points of damage to it with this drop kick. But I'm going to make a saving throw since he's dangling off the edge. I'm going to make a saving throw for him to see if he can continue to hold on. And he rolled a 3. So as you kick him with both legs, you can see you didn't impact him enough to kill him, but he's very hurt, and he sinks back farther into the moonbeam, and you watch as the fur from him starts to just dissipate and start to dissolve in the moonbeam, and he goes and just starts to fall down this entire pillar of moonbeam and then disappears below. He is gone.
For Elmater!
The monk and Ashlyn is so proud of you.
So you still technically have a bonus action and movement.
Okay, I mean, it's not like I can jump anywhere. I'm kind of where I am.
Jump on the pedestals, can't you?
Yeah, you're about 20 feet away from the other ledge, but there are multiple pedestals that you could hop across. You think you could...
I don't trust Diana to be acrobatic. So I'm just gonna stand up from where I was.
Just gonna stand up? Okay, hang out. Okay, yeah. Gotcha. Top of the order with Lachlan, who is now freed because Ashlyn freed you with some karate chops.
Ooh. Thanks, Ashlyn. And there are 2 of these guys in play, right? There's a big one and a smaller one?
Yeah, that seem to be engulfed in some kind of weird radiant energy up there.
Yep. How far am I into the room?
Green light.
Yeah. How far are you away?
Into the room, am I? How deep into the room have I gone from the entrance?
You haven't really gone too far, have you? Because you kind of went up to the top and just kind of stood there, right? I don't think you moved in too far, so you're just right at the edge.
15.
You have him 15 feet?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, the closest one is probably his Molfin move. He was probably about 40 feet away from you.
Perfect. Not really digging these vines though. So I'm gonna go ahead and can I temporarily disactivate the gloves so I can drop a little bit?
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I guess fall off the roof and real quick use my reaction to feather fall.
Okay. Cool. So you, as you
there for a minute,
as you begin to fall, you slowly make your way. You aim yourself to where you'll land on safely on a pedestal below.
Cool. And then finally, use the action to rear back, and I'll try to shoot.
You're gonna make this with disadvantage because if you go under this curtain, you can't really see the creature. And you can only see little beams of this green light kind of coming through from where the spell had been cast.
Fair enough. I'll try to see where the leaves are falling.
And if you wanted to, I mean, does the sickening light, does it pose does it make it hard for people to see into it, Matthew?
No, it doesn't say. It says dim greenish light spreads 30 feet.
Oh, it's a dim greenish light. Okay, so it's not extremely bright. Okay. If you were up top, Lachlan, I would.
It does say they emit a green dimmish light, making it impossible for creature to benefit from being invisible.
Ah, never mind then. You won't have disadvantage because it's kind of fairy fire glowing. So I will give you a regular roll.
All right.
Yep. You hit him through the vines. You make contact.
8 damage.
For 8 damage. As an arrow flies up.
Would he have sneak attack? Because I'm still within melee with that.
You are, so you would have sneak attack, yes. But I don't think you need it, Lachlan, because he only had 7 hit points.
Oh, yeah.
Overkill!
So, as Molfin, as you're standing in front of this creature, is now emitting this light, all of a sudden an arrow comes flying up through the vines and just skewers right up through the bottom of its chin into its skull. And then it just slowly falls in front of you and starts to sink into the vines. And Lachlan, you watch as it's kind of hanging there in the vines, its eyes still open, looking down towards you. Perfectly still.
Shooting rabbits in a bush. End turn.
Your turn. Okay. That brings us to the big guy.
Okay, he has to make another con save at the start of his turn.
Another con save at the start of his turn. Oh boy. He rolled even lower this time, so he fails.
Okay, so let me takes another 4d10 and another level of exhaustion.
2 exhaustion.
Now his speed is halved.
Oh boy. And
That's
how
another
much?
21 radiant
21
damage.
radiant damage.
Jeez.
Wow. He is looking very angry. And he is within probably within 15 feet of you. And just slowly looks like he's extremely tired, but starts to heads on towards you, and you watch as he begins to lift his arms, and he's going to bring him down on top of you, Molfin.
He swings.
And he looks like he is in a reckless sort of mood.
No kidding.
Oh boy. That's a 25 to hit.
That'll hit.
The second one is a 22 to hit.
Yep.
And the bite coming down is going to be exactly a 20. All 3 get him.
Oh, no,
boy.
it's like hammering in a...
So I'll do the bite first, since I have the dice ready. Let's see what we've got here.
You alive, Uncle Molfin?
We'll find out.
You take 14 points of piercing damage from the bite.
Still breathing.
9 points of bludgeoning from one of the fists. That was a poor roll. 17 points from the other fist.
Oh, one fist is definitely.
Are you still up?
I'm still in double digits.
Wow.
Oh. Barely. I'm there.
And you hear in your mind, I'll rip that horrid thing right off your face. Okay. Everybody who's down below on the pedestals.
Oh, no.
I need everybody to make a Constitution saving throw for me. As all of a sudden, heat begins to rise from below, and steam starts to pour out from the bottom in between where the gaps of the floor are. As this heat emits.
I rolled a 10.
Oh.
I was trying to get away from them.
So Lachlan and Diana were the only ones on the pedestals?
Yeah.
Okay. Diana, you're able to kind of, since you're in the center of a larger pedestal, you kind of duck down and kind of get in like a crouching position, and you can feel the warmth all around you, but you're unable to avoid all of this, but you're going to be able to avoid most of it. Lachlan, you are consumed with steam as your pedestal is just completely engulfed.
There's nowhere safe.
No.
Lachlan, you take 20 points of fire damage. And you take half, Diana, so you take 10 points of fire damage as this boiling steam just engulfs you.
You're a Wilhelm scream.
Wow. What a wow.
And it's Anastasia's turn.
And I just realized I gotta make a whole bunch of rolls.
Oh, for concentration, probably.
Yep. First one dropped.
First one dropped. So what was that? The
Oh wait, no. What was the first damage?
the first damage was the bite.
14.
14.
Right. So no, that.
So you're fine for the first one.
First one's fine, barely.
Second one should be
one's
okay.
Fine, because that was.
That was the weak one. Yeah, the other one was like 17, I
next
think.
one- Right, but it's still half, so I just still have to beat a 10.
10. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Oh, okay,
Yep.
never mind.
You're
You're
good,
it's
you're
still
good,
up.
you're
Your
good.
spell's still up.
Can Anastasia see this fire guy now?
I would say with the spell, with the description in the spell, it's glowing. So yes, I would give. He's partially covered from where Anastasius is seeing, but he can see him.
Okay, so he'll Ray of Frost him.
Okay.
Actually, well, how far away is it from him?
It's 50 feet up from where he is.
Okay, well, he can't throw Rocky like he was gonna throw Rocky at the guy 20 feet, but I don't think.
I just imagine him try to throw Rocky. He goes like 20 feet in the air and just goes down into the cavern.
Okay, so he'll Ray of Frost a 16.
A 16 just hits.
Okay, so that's 10 cold damage.
10 cold damage. Nice.
And that's his turn.
As this frosty magical
Actually,
energy
if he's 50
makes
feet
impact.
from Molfin, then, so he will inspire Molfin.
All right, Molfin. You're hearing some inspiring melodies and tunes come from down below.
Okay,
And
that's his turn.
That brings us to Molfin, who's being pummeled by this thing up here in the vines.
Comes at a perfect time because Molfin is. Peace. I'm out. Into the robe. Out comes a small wooden stick with a little thing at the end, and Molfin is going to use the wand of paralysis against this thing.
Okay.
Oh my god.
That is if you're right. Are you right next to him?
Yeah, I'm right there.
So that's gonna be. It's gonna be disadvantage. Yeah.
But you are inspired. It's a D8.
It's a D8 for inspiration.
17?
You hit.
Yeah!
Very good.
You're welcome.
Nice. So all of a sudden, this energy just zaps right directly, point blank, right at this creature's neck. It tries to dodge, but the frosted energy that's just all over it and the exhaustion that set in from the spell slows him just slightly, and you can see the magic impact, and he just freezes up in front of you. And you hear in your mind, "What have you done? I will snap that thing in half."
Woman just looks up into its face. You have been judged, and you are not worthy.
Oh, take psychic damage for that vicious mockery. Damn.
Give yourself a point of DM's inspiration, Mr. Matthew.
Molfin is going to walk 25 feet away, just turn his back, and Ashland's about another 15, 20 feet from me.
Yeah.
And then, actually, let me make sure I haven't burnt it. Okay, no, I still got a spell. And then Misty Step pop up right beside Ashland.
There you go.
Just ignoring that thing behind me completely.
Yeah, Molfin's got his back towards him. Like he's walking away dramatically. Like there's epic music playing. There's explosions going on behind him. All right, that ends Molfin's turn and brings us to Ashlyn.
So, do you want me to kick him in the face, or should I stay over here with you? Because you looked really cool walking away from that thing.
It is Currently, it is immobile. It is trapped in the light. And it is not much of a threat at this point. I mean, if you go over there, you could potentially get caught in that same green radiance that is causing it such a pain. I'd hate to see you get hurt, my dear.
Alright, I will hold an action in case it comes close to us. I'll
Okay.
jaff it in the face, but that's about it.
Molfin, you continue to hear in your mind, "Where are you going? Come back! Let me crush you!" He just continues to just talk to you in your mind. Ashlyn, that's when you begin to hear it too.
Wait, what? I hear this in my...
You're hearing this creature start to talk to you.
What?
Get over here! Let me pull your spine from your back!
No!
I don't want to.
No!
You're a stranger.
Stranger danger, no!
So Ashlyn, you're just chilling? Yeah? Okay. Callista, you're up.
Okay, well, as my bonus action, moonbeam him.
Oh, the guy up top?
Move the moonbeam to the big guy.
How far can you move it?
60 feet.
Oh, you can move it. Yep.
It's 50 feet from where I am, and that was
so
another
this
20
is
where
odd.
the other guy
This
was.
purple cylinder just starts to move up across the room. And Constitution save.
16 DC.
That's a fail.
So it takes 24.
24 points
Radiant.
of damage. You're just hearing
And
this
as-
thing screaming behind you, Molfin, as it's just engulfed in so many different colors of light right now. We went from the undersea rave to the vine curtain rave, as that's what's happening now.
As my action, I'm going to go Greater Restoration the body.
All right, Callista taking the diamond dust in her hand, it starts to glow, and you watch as even your magic, your druidic powers start to emerge in these. It's almost mimicking the vines in the room. Start to wrap around your hand a little bit, and start to wrap around the woman, and the magical energy just seeps into the statue. And then all of a sudden, you look down, and the stone has been turned back to flesh. And there.
As my free action, I'm just gonna take it, and that's my turn.
Okay, you got it. Just taking the gem right out of her.
Just taking it right off of her, and just kind of getting back in
All right.
towards. Like, just turn my back to her and face the giant fire dude. And that's my turn.
Oh yeah. So as you reveal a young woman dressed in a rather elegant orange dress, darker complexion to her skin. You just take that orange amulet and you just pull it right from her. She looks very weak, semi-conscious, but then almost immediately it's kind of like she's almost gone in and out of consciousness as she's not really sure what is going on. Cool. Diana, you're up. You just got done dodging a lot of this steam and heat coming from below.
Yes, and I still don't trust Diana to do anything acrobatic anywhere. Okay. Who is within 60 feet of me?
Me and Anastasius. And how high up is Molfin? Or where's Molfin?
Molfin's 50 feet above.
I think
Well,
we're all within
Molfin
50.
walked backwards. He walked away, remember?
Yeah.
So now he and Ashlyn are probably out of your range. Lachlan will probably be just in your range. He's a little bit behind you guys. He's behind Diana and everything, but...
A little bit boiled.
Yeah, a little bit boiled. A little bit bubbly looking.
Still looking healthy. Still looking very healthy.
Lachlan, do you need a lot of healing?
Nah, not yet.
Okay. Then I'm not going to heal anybody just yet. And the big creature isn't within 60 feet, right?
It is. Should be 30.
No,
'Cause
it's
it's
50 feet up.
Oh, it's up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 50 feet is within 60.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, I thought somebody said 30. That's why I get confused. Sorry.
You know, I'm just gonna. Why not? I'm just gonna try to banish it.
Okay. Within 60 feet. Up to 1
He
minute.
probably has a really high charisma, so I don't
Charisma
know why I
saving
tried,
throw.
but-
Where would you like to banish it to?
Somewhere cold.
It's native.
Woo, somewhere cold.
What is it?
indeed.
Do you get to choose where it goes, or it just goes and
I actually
disappears?
don't think so.
No, you
It
banish it.
goes
You banish
to
the
its
target
native?
to a harmless demi-plane.
Can I banish it to a cold, harmless semi?
Sure, why not? It just all of a sudden, after hearing Diana start to pray to old Mater, Ashlyn would probably notice Molfin's just too busy walking confidently away. Ashlyn, the thing just vanishes, disappears.
And then I just want to holla out. If there were ever a time to run, it would be now within 1 minute.
Okay. Cool. That end your turn?
Why would we run?
Oh yeah, that's my turn.
Okay.
I don't move any.
Molfin, Ashlyn, the voices in your head strangely stop. Lachlan, you're up.
Where is it?
You look like Lachlan looks like he just got out of the shower. He's like he's just like dripping with all this steam. Got hot, just
like
red faced. Yeah.
The ceiling isn't safe. The floor isn't safe. I'm gonna walk kind of over the edge and spider grip to the side of this thing,
Okay.
hoping spikes don't come out and impale me.
All right, you got it.
And I guess I would assume that thing's still up there, probably not having seen it get banished. So I'll just fire an arrow into the.
You don't see the glow anymore from the creature. You see a dim glow, but you don't see the same glow that you shot at before.
Huh.
You heard Diana yell out, "We have 1 minute to run away."
Yeah.
Which way?
Out!
Roger. Start running out.
Start running out.
I
Okay.
just have to probably jump from my pillar to.
Yeah. Go ahead and make a acrobatics check for me. Oh wow! Lachlan is just like running across all these pillars. Actually, your foot hits some smaller pillars that are only about like a little bit larger than your foot, and you feel them break underneath you as you're stepping across. And some of the pillars are actually so weak underneath your weight that they just give way and start to fall.
All right. Can I place it in my hold?
Yeah, honestly, you make it all the way back to the main part of the chamber, perfectly safe.
Cool. Get some treasure for me.
And I think that will end Lachlan's turn.
Yep.
How does your spell work, Molfin, if the creature is in a harmless demi-plane? I guess it would not be harmed.
Let me check.
At the start of its turn for your spell? It happens when it...
Creatures. Yeah, when it moves into it for the first time or starts its turn there.
Yep. So nothing would happen to it this turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it maintains its...
We're maintaining concentration, so when it pops back up, it's going to be hit with a moonbeam and the radiant green.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think it only pops up back up if Diana loses her concentration, right?
No, in 1 minute.
It's only lasts 1 minute, yeah.
Otherwise, the target doesn't return.
Well,
Depends on
then,
where it was sent. So this was sent to a harmless demi-plane, so it would come back where it was.
the spell ends before 1 minute has passed. Well, if the spell ends before 1 minute has passed, the target reappears in the space it left. Otherwise, the target doesn't return.
Yeah, so that's if it's benched back to its home plane if it's not native.
I think she
You
just
guys
needs
said
to
it went
maintain
to a
concentration.
demi-plane, which means
Yeah.
so if it's a demi-plane, it's native, so it would appear back. If it's not a demi-plane and it went back home, then it's just gone unless she loses
Yeah,
concentration.
it is definitely not native to where you're at. So
So as long as she can hold concentration for a minute, then it won't be coming back.
Yay!
yeah,
As
yeah.
long as she can now find a way to fly across.
I was gonna get her, pick her up, and take her.
Oh yeah, yeah. You guys are actually, since that that occurred and there seems to be no threat, we're gonna come out of initiative order.
A small. Just cast a cursory glance over his shoulder, not hearing the voice anymore.
So what
Yes,
happened?
I told you it was no issue. The creature is gone now.
Gone where?
It's really
To
not
a harmless semi-plane.
Good job, Diana.
Anastasius is going to dimension door him and Lucia back 500 feet.
Okay. Yeah, he walks through the purplish portal and heads on 500 feet would actually get him pretty much to the back, almost to the fountain from.
Yeah, that's where
Over
he
there.
wants to. That's what he
All
wants
right,
to do.
cool. Anastasius reappears back there.
So we don't have to carry her down the hallway. He can just take her.
That's right. Sure.
Molfin sort of looks down through the
Oh no!
through the vines. Does the sarcophagus look like it's made out of stone, or does it look like it could potentially be opened?
It's made out of stone, but it looks like it can be open.
Molfin's gonna look over at Ashlyn and just say, "Excuse me, dear. I'll be back in a few moments."
Okay.
I'm gonna detect magic before I go get
15
Diana
feet.
around where I'm at, standing by the sarcophagus.
There is magic radiating from the sarcophagus.
I'm still counting down from 1 minute.
Okay.
48! 47!
Yeah, because you guys told Lachlan 1 minute. Yeah.
I'm still standing on. I'm still.
Let's
standing
just
on
wait
my
until the
feet
minute
until we-
passes before we try anything.
Okay.
And
Also,
Molfin's
I want
gonna
to cast Sanctuary on myself, just in case anything tries to attack me. I have a less likely chance of losing concentration.
Okay.
Molfin is casting, because Roll20 just froze on me.
Oh, sorry, man.
So Molfin is going to cast, once he gets 15 feet away from Ashlyn, cast Thunder Step to pop down to the sarcophagus to start
Okay, so
rummaging around in it.
with echoing
Okay, everybody,
thunder,
I'll just wait here
Molfin
by
appears.
In case of
I make sure
danger.
Molfin waits until a minute has passed.
Okay.
Should I just wait here and stand here?
No idea. Feel free to head back down to the front entrance. I'll be along shortly.
Okay. I'll go down by Lachlan.
32! 31! 30!
Good counting,
Molfin is looking
Lachlan.
over at Callista. If you would like, you're more than welcome to carry Diana away. Get her safe.
I'm just saying we don't touch the sarcophagus until a minute has passed. That's it. Can I smack Molfin?
Absolutely. Callista smacks Molfin. That just happens. You don't even have to roll. And
I'm not touching it. I'm not touching it.
a minute passes. Diana seems to have gotten rid of this creature. It's
Okay,
not
go
coming
ahead,
back.
Molfin.
Molfin will slide
There's a
over
lot of
the
magic here,
sarcophagus.
so
Molfin will open up the sarcophagus and start rooting around in it.
Okay, make a an athletics check for me as you try to pull this
I'll
big,
help
heavy
him.
stone slab off of the top of the sarcophagus. With the help.
I cannot because I have a frozen roll 20.
Okay.
Can somebody roll me a d20 and add
Yeah, if you wanna,
1 to it?
if you wanna back out and come back in, you can do that
D20 plus what?
1.
with advantage if Callista is helping.
Yep. 15.
That's a good thing you use that advantage. So Callista seems to be doing most of the work as as starts to slide out of there. And as you guys are sliding out, you feel a little bit of rumble of the floor beneath you. And the floor begins to give way. I need you each to make a strength saving throw for me to hold on to the edge of the sarcophagus.
Oh, God.
Are you the only two left on that pedestal? Did Diana move? Or is she there too?
Diana.
No, Diana's still on the other.
Yeah, anybody who's on the opposite side with the sarcophagus needs to make this strength saving throw.
Oh no.
I don't know if I used my advantage yet, but I would like to.
No, you don't have to, Diana. You're okay. You're not there.
Yeah, you're not. You're
Wait,
like
I
the
am.
center.
She can see what's happening, but she doesn't have to. But you don't have to make. You're on one of the standing pedestals. This is just on the side. Molfin, you are able to grab a hold of the pedestal. You see Callista begin to fall,
Do I have any time to act?
and she's reaching
can I
out
Can I use
towards.
my bonus action to turn into an eagle?
As you fall, you can turn into
Yeah.
an eagle. Sure.
I will do that.
And she begins to glide, and as you glide down, you can begin to start to almost see the bottom. The bottom is not just a cavern. Underneath, you can see several what looks to be large spikes and bones, like sticking up.
Great.
And you can see one of the dead bodies of these creatures that fell, and it is impaled about 4 times with some kind of spikes, sharpened bones. Looks like maybe the rib cage of a dinosaur or a dragon that's been stuck
Fly
into the
back up to
ground.
Molfin. I don't. Nope. Nope. I fly back up to Molfin.
You're as an eagle, still trying to catch your breath from that floor just dropping underneath you. The magic that seemed to be radiating from this sarcophagus was a magical trap set to go off and dump you guys into the pit.
So I will gather Diana and Molfin and take them back.
Is there anything in the sarcophagus?
Oh yeah, there's shining things glimmering from it inside. Yeah, it seems like somebody has a stash in here.
Okay, well, while he's doing that, I see him doing that. I will go grab Diana, bring her back, and then fly back over to Molfin so he has time to loot.
Shovel.
Yeah, you see that there's
Lachlan proud.
there's a lot of gold and platinum in here. There's what looks to be a spell scroll wrapped in a leather scroll case. Seems as if there is what look to be like 2 potion bottles resting on top of this nice little bed of coinage. There's also these 4 bronze sculptures. They stand about the size of, I don't know if you guys remember Cabbage Patch dolls. Kind of like that size. There are 3 of them that look identical, and they look exactly like those ape-like creatures you just fought. And there's one that's a little bit bigger in size, and it looks like the bigger one.
You said 2 scrolls?
1 scroll.
Oh,
1 scroll,
2 potions.
4
Gotcha.
sculptures.
4 sculptures, and a ton of gold and a lot of gold and platinum.
Okay.
Okay.
I can give you the exact numbers when you guys have time to not worry about falling in a ginormous pit with spikes at the bottom of it.
Molfin is just shoveling everything he can get.
Okay.
And then is
And I will carry him back.
It takes...
it's much like the frost giant goat. Molfin's ass up, and all of a sudden Callista's like, "Oh, you're coming away."
Yeah, basically.
It takes
I give you
Molfin
time. Callista gives you time. She's hovering over you, making sure you're not going to fall.
just enough time to make Callista nervous. as Molfin is just shoveling all this. And you guys are able to emerge out of Lucia's I guess
Door.
our door. Yeah, you guys are making way
I will
back
lock
up
the
to
door.
Okay, door is closed shut. Just in case Big Bad comes back, right?
Before anything else happens, I destroy her gem.
All right, so you just set it right down on the floor.
Well, away from everybody again,
Yep.
just in case.
So much of the same happens. You're engulfed in this vortex of crystal shards as the gem is shattered all around you, and then all of a sudden dissipating and slowly falling to the floor. The only remaining gem left within the dagger
Is Diana's.
Diana's glowing yellow gem. And you can see that the fountain is now 1 level, with the 2 sculptural figures just standing on top of it.
how long would we say it's been since that it took us to get from there all the way back to the fountain?
Not long at all. It's only about 300 feet, probably.
Okay, so just...
So,
We're alive again, mostly. How are you feeling, Uncle Molfin?
I was not feeling too wonderful, but it seems the further I get from there, the better I'm feeling.
Good.
Because I regain health every 6 seconds.
Oh.
So by the time we're back there, I'm already looking at...
Yeah,
you can see.
there is something strange about Molfin, Ashlyn, and you're starting to notice that his wounds that he had suffered from the time that you guys made your way, from the time he was digging treasure, Callista, you noticed this too. Where blood was pouring out from Molfin, just stopped.
Yeah, it's on my list of things to talk about.
Very
Wow,
peculiar.
Uncle Molfin, you're very powerful now, and in no way scary or crazy.
Do we...
Arcane ability. We need
That's
to...
nice.
We need to focus. We have,
Okay.
we have potential problems with this dagger and with a very pointed look at Diana. One remaining stone left to destroy.
I was just gonna say that.
We're not going to talk about your face at all, making you have.
It's on the list, but we need to concentrate on what's happening right now, Ashlyn. Trust me, it's on the list.
Oh,
My face is fine.
but without the strange things.
Never
in
been
this
right,
place-
Graham.
Okay.
Shut up, Lachlan.
Alright, table the face discussion and his weird abilities to later.
Yes. There's a lot to talk about later.
Yes.
Yeah. Diana. I think it's time.
She's like, what?
I
Are
don't
you
think
serious?
she's ready.
Wait, me?
What, me? No.
Sorry. Cool. Okay. Yo, give me the dagger right now, and I'll just, you know.
No, we're not putting it in your chest. Take it out.
But
Diana!
Molfin's gonna try and grab the dagger out of Callista's hand.
No! No!
Why can't I just stab myself in the chest with the dagger? I don't know right now.
Diana?
Okay. I mean, I didn't lay it in the armor, so I don't really know how to take it out. Can I make it
You're
straight
probably
there?
gonna have to pry it out some way. You're probably gonna have to pry it out in some way. You have. It's like Iron Man. You have glass covering it, so you're gonna have to shatter the glass and then try to pry this thing out of your armor.
Lit, gonna
Oh, that's why she wanted to stab herself.
part. That's cool.
Dude, well, take it
When you
off.
take
You don't
the armor
you don't
off-
stab yourself with your armor on.
Yeah. Is it like a strength thing to like rip it out? Like, I don't know.
Callista's just like face palming right now.
Can she lay down and we could get up Brock's hammer?
Yeah.
Diana, can you please take your armor off?
But then I'm with the pretty
Lachlan's like, I gotta take a break
Back
here.
on the moment we break it.
Okay.
See me from that pedestal?
Just letting people this one. Anyways. Okay. Then sure, I'll just
All right.
take off the chest for the armor and leave on the undershirt for it.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
So, Diana rests the armor down. And Callista, you're...
Opposite of donning armor.
I don't even hesitate. I just
Don't even hesitate, you just shatter it down?
no. Yeah.
All right, you guys, the same thing happens. This billowing wisp of this energy starts to just zap around you. The shards actually kind of just move around the room. And Diana, that's when you see her.
Lit.
I'm gonna change the music. Let's change it to something like this. I don't know what this is, but we'll try it.
What the heck?
That's not the music. I don't know what that is.
I think that's Zos's phone reacting with the microphone. Yeah, like that.
That's it. Yeah.
That's the noise.
That's the noise. Diana, you almost in a state where you can see all these crystal shards just like all around you. It's almost like as if time is like stood still for a moment. And you are standing in a small, what seems to be some kind of small home. And you can see there's a young girl sitting on the lap.
She can't hear.
She can't hear us? Okay. This is important, so I'm going to wait until she can hear.
Oh, she can't.
Oh, you can't hear? Okay. You're seeing in front of you a small girl. Dark black hair. Probably about maybe 7 or 8 years old. Your guess. A relatively middle-aged man sitting there in a wooden chair with a desk. Simply furnished room. Many books stacked up on the desk. And he's looking through, and you can see that he's holding out his hands, and she has her hands kind of inside of his hands. And you hear him saying some incantations. And all of a sudden, you watch as this little flame starts to go inside the little girl's hands, with his hands kind of cupped around them. And you hear her giggle with this just immense glee and excitement. And then you hear him say, "You see, Kruella? You see, we can do things like this. Isn't it incredible?" And he starts to just take one hand away and just kind of starts to gently kind of just like pet her head, you know. It's amazing what we can do. You see these books, and he taps the books a couple times. They have a lot of secrets. A lot of secrets that Daddy's trying to figure out. Maybe one day I can use them to do some good. We'll see. I've got a lot of learning to do. But in the meantime, I'm glad I have you here to help me. And then it's almost like time travels a little bit. The gems crystals move, and you seem to be swept away into another area of time. And you see, you hear an argument taking place. And the same little girl you can see through the crack in a closet. Her knees tucked up against her chest. She's crying. She's got tears rolling down her chin, her face. The same girl. And you can hear it sounds like a man and a woman arguing outside the door of the closet. Not really sure the words that are being said, but it sounds like anger. Sounds like jealousy. And then you almost instantly switch around, and you can see this little girl running up these steps hastily with these tears running down her face, and she goes and she starts looking through these books, and she starts turning pages, and she starts running her fingers down the arcane text that she sees in front of her. And then a flash of fire. And then a glimmer and a sense of a funeral, as the little girl and her dad lay their mother to rest. And then all of a sudden, the gemstones fall to the floor, and you're standing around all of your friends. And Diana, you now have a flaw on your character sheet. Until Kruella the Black has been defeated, you are unable to love at all.
Diana, are you okay? Do you feel okay?
I mean, define okay.
Do you feel alright? Like, you sound kind of weird, kind of zoned out for a second, and...
You have a strange look to you.
I feel indifferent. We knew this was going to happen.
I don't like it.
We're going to fix it. I look at the fountain.
I mean, one way or another, you know, like, it doesn't really matter, you know, like, what even is the meaning of life, you know?
Are you stoned? Have you been smoking?
That's what the drum does. It makes you
Are you
stoned.
smoking Callista's
Callista's pipe weed.
No, no.
It's a gemstone.
Oh.
Wow. Look at
Well, I love you.
her mind.
As you guys are all focused on Diana,
I'm looking at the fountain.
the fountain has the statues that were at top of the last pedestal have completely submerged under the water and disappeared. There is no longer a tiered fountain. It just looks like kind of like if you imagine a bird bath. That's all it looks like. There's still water, and in the water you can see it almost looks like stars just floating around, like sparkling inside the water.
Is there light above?
There's the light, the magical light from the torches that are lit all around the room.
Sparkles, okay.
That wouldn't, yeah, it's not. I mean, the sparkles are lighting up the room a little bit. It's kind of cool. You can see the little sparkles, like.
I go over to the fountain and look in. Does it look like it keeps going down?
When you look in, you actually put your face in the water.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, when you put your face in the water, you can see that it appears that you're almost looking out of another door. And you're looking into another chamber.
Does the chamber look like it's in water?
No.
I pull my head back out. We go down.
Go down where?
In here.
Into the water? I don't swim well. No, that's a lie. I forgot I'm a sailor. I swim fine.
There's a chamber down there.
In the water.
It's like a door. It's like a door, yes.
It's a portal, it's not a pool. We can do so if you wish, but I personally could use a bit of rest to recharge the battery, so to speak.
I realize that, but I don't know how much more time we have.
You could go in shift.
And tally-ho. Molfin takes one look at Callista and just walks into it.
I walk in after.
Zos, we're getting a lot of buzz from your headset. So.
She's muted now.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Cool. So Molfin, you go right in.
Callista said she wants to go, so Molfin's just walks in.
What are Dorn, the girls, and Brock doing?
Staying there, I guess. Does anyone else have any ideas?
Molfin already walked through, right?
Molfin has lots of ideas, but he's not there anymore, so...
So, Lachlan, you just told Brock if you're not back in an hour, go home?
Well, maybe give us a little longer. Use your judgment, but we don't come
hey,
out of this.
Just give me a time and I'm out of here.
We need you to tell the world about it.
How about you time it until we come back?
You
and
know
keep
what?
These late safe?
Now that I think about it, there's still something up there. I think I'll just wait a little while. And yeah. Just
make sure these girls
just
get the proper rest.
Just do me a favor. Just come back, okay?
Okay.
We'll be back.
Just
Can't
Just come
make
back.
Promises.
Here.
You still have the potion we gave you?
Oh, yeah. Right
give
here.
you-
I got it. I'm ready.
I want to pull out one of the 7 snake rings and kind of put it in his hand and say, just in case I don't get a chance to give you one of these later.
He looks at it. He looks down at it. He opens up his hand slowly to look at what you just gave him. And you see a little smirk come on his face. And then you hear him whisper under his breath, I made it. I made
Darn
it.
well did.
And you
Clap
watch
him on the shoulder.
immediately he slips off his puny Zentrum ring and puts on the 7 snakes ring. And he stands kind of at attention towards you, Lachlan. And he just nods his head in approval and excitement.
Yep. And if I die, if Ashlyn dies too, I guess you're the leader, so good luck!
I'll take Diana by the hand and take her in.
My leader before him, at least.
Lachlan, Brock quickly grabs something and he sets it in your hand really quick and he's like, here, just in case. And you open up your hand, it's the hammer.
This will come in handy.
All right, so you're all going through.
Yes.
All right. As you walk, it's strange. You go down into this door, but you walk out of an archway, and you look behind, and you can see there's this. It looks like lava, but it's purple and blue, as it just bubbles behind you in this archway, and it glows and resonates this glow out into this room. And what you see is an enormous chamber. It's a hallway, and you can see it is very old, dark, and as far as those of you that have dark vision can see, and this glow kind of extends out, you can see it's a very tall chamber, and it seems like there is a nice Diana. She's turned into a cat, and you can see there is a red carpet that is somewhat old and tattered, has holes in it. It's browning in several areas, but it leads straight forward, and you can see the chamber continues to go across. The pillars in the room are carved like knights that extend out and hold up the ceiling. They seem to be about 50 feet wide across from each other, facing. Kind of like if you remember how the Eye of the All-Father was with the giant statues. Kind of like that, but with more like human knights as they stand in a row. And it's very dark. It's very cold as you're all standing there. Up top where the door is, where this like portal area is, there's probably like 5 steps down until you start this red carpet.
If you want to rest, we can rest here and just take watch to make sure she doesn't pop out.
Okay.
Probably a wise thing to do. I am running rather low on what I
And
am
you sleep
able
first.
to do.
You don't need to take watch. You take the most sleep. The rest of us will take watch.
I can cover a few watches. I'm pretty good. I just need time.
I can cover 2.
Well, if nobody is sleeping, then it is no point in resting. Shall we push on?
No, she means she can trance, so she can take care of 2 watches. So she only needs 4 hours sleep.
I shake the oath bow a little bit. Like, I need the next dawn for this thing.
So we'll
That even
rest.
happens around here.
There
I'll
do
take the
seem
first
to be,
watch.
from what you can see, who has 120 dark vision? Who was that? Callista?
Me.
Farther off into the chamber, you do see that it looks like kind of like maybe a main area, but there is what looks to be a hallway to the left, about 100 feet ahead of you, and a hallway to the right. But you can probably be the only one that can see that from where you guys are.
I'll let people know that's what I see.
And there are knights, you said, statues in the hallway lining the corridor.
Yeah, they seem to be holding large shields and have swords in the other hand.
I say we rest right at this portal door,
Okay.
the tiny hut, and then deal with it in 8 hours.
Okay. I'll take 2 shifts.
So, I suppose I will cast my rituals.
Okay.
So Molfin's gonna first take the time to cast Tiny Hut over all of us.
Hmm.
And then before he goes to sleep is going to cast as a ritual Find Familiar to summon forth its familiar once more.
Okay.
He has not had present in quite a while.
All right. So you're doing that first?
No, doing Tiny Hut first.
Tiny hut? Okay, so you guys are engulfed in a tiny hut and
Yay.
have it completely enclosed. Who is taking watches?
I'll take watches.
I'll take a watch.
Okay.
I could take one.
Okay.
Molfin will still wake up for last watch, even though people are telling him not to.
Okay. Okay. So Molfin, who would like to take first? Okay. Ashlyn is first watch. Who is second?
I will.
Okay, Callista for second. So Ashlyn first, Callista second. Third watch?
Third.
Third for Lachlan and Diana and Molfin on fourth. Okay. Cool. All right. Go ahead, everybody, make perception checks for me.
Anna will be up with me as well, I guess.
Wow, my passive perception is better than my perception check.
Okay. So you guys all begin to rest. Ashlyn stays awake.
Anna got 11.
Anna got 11. Okay, is Anna with you, Callista?
Yeah, Anna's with me. I got an 18, which is the same as my passive.
Okay, gotcha. Ashlyn.
When I summon my familiar, I give it one instruction. If anybody comes near me, to immediately wake me.
Okay. So you're going to do the Find Familiar before...
Before I take... Yeah, so literally just cast that right after doing the Tiny Hut.
Define near.
Comes over to my person, not... okay, let me rephrase that. If anyone comes...
We're in a tiny hut!
Anywhere near?
If anyone comes over looking to... Looks like they're going to be rooting through my stuff or anything like that, too.
What about hugs?
Ashlyn, you have dark vision, correct?
Yes.
Okay. While the rest of the group is sleeping, Impy is hanging out
Hey, Impy.
with you.
Yeah.
Hey, I remember you.
Oh, yeah, I remember you too.
How you been?
Oh, great. How about you?
I'm great. Absolutely great.
Good. So glad to hear that, Impy.
My master looks so much better now. Look at him.
You do you, Impy. You do you.
Right.
Yeah, you like that look.
He goes and he finds like this little scrap piece of cloth and he starts to wrap it around his face.
You look good.
Just like him.
Yes, totally. Can't tell you the two apart.
Impy smiles.
That's yeah. Oh, that's creepy. Oh, that's so creepy.
As this is taking place, Ashlyn, you notice just outside of your range, over by the red carpet, something is walking across the hall. It's looking right at you, smiling. It's wearing a nice black web-like gown. She's curly black hair, and she's just smiling as she walks from one side of the room slowly to the other side. And disappears behind one of the other pillars.
Lachlan, did you see that?
I was sleeping?
I don't care. Did you see it? Impy, did you see it?
I can't see a thing with this thing on.
Oh yeah, Impy. Should I think I saw Cruella.
What?
Yeah, okay, I should wake everyone up, shouldn't I?
Yeah. If you think, are you sure? Are you sure?
Yes.
Yeah, we should wake everybody up. That's real bad.
You wake up closer.
You pick up Callista. I'll wake up Gramps.
Okay. Callista.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hi. I saw Kruella the Black, and she was.
My hands light up.
Yeah, see, when you do that, it immediately puts someone on the defensive.
Where? Ashlyn, where?
Out there, the edge of my vision, I saw someone walking, webbed, black dress, black hair, curly, sauntered by, smiled, really creepily.
I'm gonna stand at the edge of the bubble, like still inside.
Okay.
Show yourself.
No.
You all immediately begin to hear a female laugh echoing loudly throughout this chamber. What? You gonna come into my lair and have a little nap? Nice try.
Joke's on you. I was away.
Muted, Matt.
Thank you. Can we see her anywhere?
No, it doesn't. Just seems to be a billowing voice, almost enhanced by some magical force.
So you know prestidigitation. Very impressive.
She laughs. Stick to punches, girl.
Okay, I'll punch you.
You've already lost.
Molfin takes a step next to Callista. Or not right next to, a little offset into the side of her.
So you're not getting burned.
You know what I am in possession of, and you know what I am seeking. Parley and save yourself.
I can assist. I'm a pirate sailor.
Parlay? Make a persuasion check, Molfin.
Just because I'm going to burn the inspiration.
Okay.
Because, I got a -1 on persuasion.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you had the 20. What's the 20?
Rocky.
Rocky Balboa.
Yeah. Rocky had
He's still here.
He's still here. He's still chilling. You guys hear the laugh kind of taper off a little bit, and you just hear, drop the ruse, step up to the throne.
Oh no.
Callista steps out.
Molfin steps out. The bubble disappears.
Bubble is gone.
I have stepped out. Now you.
Walk forward. Hey, thanks so much for the follow. We appreciate it.
Telling us to
Molfin
do
is just going to
stuff.
start walking forward.
Yeah, Callista didn't stop. When I stepped out, she just kept walking.
You guys continue to walk forward, and as you get closer, farther away from the portal light kind of dissipates. It gets really dark. And those of you with dark vision, I think it's all of you, right? You all have dark vision, right?
Yeah.
You begin to see in front of you that there are large steps that the red carpet leads up to whenever you get up to the front, and there's a pedestal, and you can see there is a throne sitting ahead of you. And on the throne there is a statue of what looks to be a king. There is a shield sitting next to the throne that's completely turned to stone, and he's holding a massive sword out in front of him like this. He has one hand kind of up, grabbing at his midsection like this. He's hunched over forward, and you can see as she has her hands on his shoulders, and she steps around and just kind of sinks down and sits into his lap.
Into the stone person's lap?
Yeah, she's sitting in the statue of the king's lap. She is dressed very scandalously. She's got this pretty skimpy kind of black dress. It has what looks to be almost like webbing at the top, as it comes in like a I don't know, like a sort of lace like turtleneck at the top. Really kind of over the top fancy. Different than the dress that you've seen her in before. And she's just kind of just standing there, and she's running her fingers down the side of the king's statue.
Creepy, but pretty. Pretty fast.
And she just looks back towards you, Molfin, and she's like, I see you have my shroud.
Looks like his now.
Until I take it back.
I come for what is promised to me. You have one of two things I am in need of, or knowledge of its whereabouts.
And you think I would give it to you?
Only if you valued your continued existence.
Wait, what?
We've beaten you once. I mean, you let a 375-year-old man, before he had grasped the power that you had foolishly led him to, throw you into a river of lava.
She looks towards you and she's like, that lava was meant for you.
Yet you're the one who went for the swim. And you think I am worried about you now that I have claimed your power for my own?
And you think lava is going to stop me? Look.
No,
and she just goes like this. She just runs her hands kind of down, just from top to bottom. She's like, I stand before you. I cannot be killed.
Oh, but you can now.
I think you still have some work to do. But you can try.
Okay.
Hang on a second. Okay.
Sorry for the coughing in the microphone, folks. I should mute it before I do that. I apologize.
So are we killing her or not killing her?
Moonbeam. I rolled low. I'm sorry. I had to do a wisdom check to see how smart she is, and she's like too angry.
Well, I wasn't prepared for you to attack her right off the bat, so let me do something. I was like, oh, this is a good roleplay opportunity. Here we go. All right.
If I rolled higher, she would still be talking, but...
That is wisdom? Is that what that is?
It's a con. I rolled wisdom to see if how angry she was, to see if she's smart enough to hold back, but she's not.
She's not. Well, where is that page? There it is. That is con. It's a 20.
So she takes half of 18.
Half of 18 radiant damage. As she begins to reel back. You can see some of the smoke from the moonbeam as this whole cylinder is illuminated over the throne. She jumps off of the lap of the king, the sculpture of the king. And you can see now, as she's in the moonbeam, her face no longer has that beautiful complexion that it did before. You see half of her face looks like a skull, and the other half of the face looks like it's darkened flesh. And her eyes remain, and it's like completely just like floating in the socket around there. And she's just looking at you, Callista, with this rage in her eye. And she says, "Fine. This is where everything dies."
Okay.
And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I thought I could roll high. She's a druid. Her wisdom's good.
Tune in next week as we start the new campaign.
Let's go after the Storm King.
Yeah, and we can actually play Storm King's Thunder when we all die.
There you go. Everybody roll up a new character. Let's start Nightstone. Nightstone 2. Awesome, guys. Well done. Well done. I totally like the idea that you guys put together about going through the amulets to find diamonds for the diamond dust. That was super smart. It saved you guys from having to go do a bunch of outside travel, and I was like totally prepared for you guys to go out and find a town or a mining community and all this stuff. But that was super smart, using the environment to your advantage. So awesome. Everybody gets DM's inspiration for next time, except for one who will have a nat 20, which we will vote on now. Who thinks they have something they think stood out from this week's session for a nat 20 for next time?
I got Ashlyn.
Oh.
Ashlyn had a couple of good moments. Battles, odd conversation with Impy.
Some good one-liners.
I don't want to
No, come here. No.
No. That was good. Diana with the banishment.
Yeah,
that
was a good idea. That finished the deal. Yeah.
I was already gonna say Diana just because she's lost the ability to love.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty sad.
It is kind of sad, yeah. But you guys sort of already knew that. You knew that was something.
Yeah, we knew that was happening. We knew exactly that's what.
Which I think is, which is why I think you guys put it off for so long. You're like this.
That's why she was the last.
Yeah.
That's why Molfin wanted to sleep back in the other place, because, I only got a couple of counter spells. That's fair.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but if we slept in the other place and she came up, we couldn't protect everybody that's in that room.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they're still gonna die when she kills us all and goes up there.
I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
delay the inevitable.
Also true.
Same point, she would have been outside of her lair.
Yep.
Yep. So you guys are, how should we say this? Knee deep into this, going into next week. For it was Black Friday, so it's been a couple months since you guys have been face to face with her. So next week it looks as if we are going to go right into initiatives when we open up the session, without the benefits of the long rest. So
There's no way we could have gotten a long rest. She would have came out regardless. There's no way.
Why did we
never know now?
The stone, the rock, the nat 20 this week, guys? Let's do that.
Huh?
The stone still has the nat 20? Is that what you want to say?
No, let's not do that.
Yeah, you know what? I think
I could have used it if the other guy didn't fall.
I think we'll go ahead, since most of you voted Ashlyn. We're gonna go with Ashlyn for next week, and everybody else has DM's inspiration. MG is glad to have you back, my friend.
Yeah.
Back to be it.
It's time to roll up a new character.
So that was cool. You guys fought a couple demons. Took care of business. It's pretty fun.
Can she touch us in the bubble?
We're not in the bubble.
If we rebubbled?
Doesn't the bubble
You're
take...
gonna keep her off me for 10 minutes?
I can...
Yeah, it takes 10 minutes to cast.
100 rounds of combat.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, everybody, looks like you guys are going to have to tune in next week to see what happens with this mess. Because
That's a word for it. A big mess.
Yeah.
it's about to get Yeah, it's about to get
So
rough.
glad I
So-
rolled hit dice.
I was half expecting her to counterspell, but at least it's up.
So awesome, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Storm King's Thunder episode 63. We'll be back next Friday night for episode 64. So make sure you guys tune into that. It's going to be pretty exciting as our adventurers are face to face once again with Kruella the Black.
I think we learn.
And this could be the showdown to end all showdowns. We shall see. So, thank you guys once again for tuning in. The next time you find yourself trapped in vines with a nasty ape-like demon that's head is on fire, billowing above you, speaking awful things into your mind, just first of all, walk away, cast banishment, and then as you walk away some more, add your proficiency bonus.
Yay!
You guys have a great night. Thank you so much, and we will see you next week. Good night, guys.
I love you. Bye. I'm sorry.
She's apologizing on her way out of stream.